249 years ago. A huge dimensional gate opened in the skies. Then they descended. The ones who would be called demons in the future. After descending, they declared that they were invading mankind. That marked the beginning of the invasion of demons. Realizing how dire the situation was, the Orthodox Alliance formed the Orthodox Heaven Demon Extermination Corps and declared that they would be subjugating the demons. 3 days later, they ran into the Demon Corps in Manhua and were wiped out. 1 year later, in that 1 year, half of the people in Central Plains were slaughtered. The Orthodox and unorthodox Murim worked together to form the last line of resistance in Sichuan. The battle took place over half a month. 90% of the resistance army was killed, and Central Plains Murim was officially wiped out. The remaining survivors became slaves and were dragged to the demon realm. I too was captured and dragged there. 5 years later, I, who was unable to use inner energy from birth, was categorized as a rare species. Through various experiments and brainwashing, I became a part of the demon realm's subjugation army. After that, decades passed. I invaded other dimensions and carried out slaughters. I killed more and killed even more. 75 years after I became a slave soldier, I was recognized for my contributions and became a commander among the demons. Years after I was promoted to a commander. I finally found out about that. I wasted 50 years trying to find the conditions and methods to manifest it. And 65 years after that, I started the rebellion I had meticulously prepared. 1 week after the rebellion started. Present. Huff, huff, cough. Huff, huff. The rebellion has failed. What a disappointment. You risked all the contributions you have accumulated just for a rebellion of this level, Demon King Tarrant? Schwitz von Grental, don't call me by that fucking name. My name is Sa Bigang. I really don't understand. I've observed humans like you this whole time. While the abilities and talents you possess are measly, you always had a tenacious obsession with surviving regardless of the situation. That's your only strength. But why have you decided to act so recklessly after all this time? Because I had to experience it at least once. In order to gain definite victory, the next time we fight, I have no choice but to fight you at least once. That sounds pretty interesting, but it's also a foolish way of thinking. Did you think I'd give you a second chance? You'll die here today. I will not be killed by you. Time regression. The authority of Nuzurun, an ancient evil god. I see the reason why you endured your defeat and humiliation quietly for 200 years was all for this. Just you wait and see, fucking asshole. Next time round, I'll prepare even more thoroughly and beat the shit out of you. All of you cursed demons will die. Cuckoo. I look forward to that. The only human I've acknowledged. Central Plains Murim. Time left until the demon invasion is 10 years. Orthodox Alliance Martial Arts Academy, Dragon Spring Academy. Geez, I can't believe lightning struck out of nowhere, and it was powerful enough to destroy the training ground's roof. Even so, we should be relieved that only that loser got injured. Loser. The vice instructor, who was an orphan, that physician Jin Bak brought back. They say I was the one who was struck by that lightning a few days back. The martial arts instructor who can't use inner energy. Cuckoo Eb, it'd have been better if he was injured badly. From what I heard, he wasn't injured badly, though. Fit. Because today is his public execution. Starting now, the duel for the spear assistant instructor position of the Dragon Spring Academy will officially begin. On one side, we have the current assistant instructor, spear assistant instructor, Sa Bigang. His opponent will be his challenger, who was recommended for the assistant instructor position, Invincible Divine Spear, Mayang Sondeok. There was a request to verify the abilities of assistant instructor Sa Bigang, so this duel will determine who deserves to be the assistant instructor. Both of you are to fight with your honor as a martial artist on the line. Ho, you seem better than I expected. From what I heard, you got struck by lightning out of nowhere. I thought you were just making up some excuse to avoid fighting me. Invincible divine spear, self-proclaimed Mang Sandiok martial art, bull demon spear art. But since you still appeared, I'll put an end to this quickly on account of your bravery. Or you could just surrender in the very far future. There was an instructor of a certain martial arts academy who couldn't use inner energy. Unfortunately, that was because he was born with that trait. But it can't be helped. He was naturally looked down upon by others. In the end, that incompetent instructor who was known as the Shame of Martial Arts Academy suffered a horrible defeat in a public duel. He got his instructor position stolen and was left to do menial jobs and errands. He suffered truly terrible days. What nonsense are you going on about now? Well, to sum things up, I've waited fucking long for this moment, you ugly asshole. Bastard, how dare you act so arrogantly? And I was going to let you keep some of your pride since you're an instructor. It's time for you to pay for that arrogant mouth of yours. Bull Demon Spear Arta. First form, ferocious bull charge. The sensation I was supposed to feel on my spear. I don't feel anything. You need to land it for it to do anything. No, while that looked pretty decent. You bastard. What happened? How could he dodge the bull demon spear art I've trained for decades so easily? I was told he was weak, but this is totally different from what I've heard. TSK. That was so slow, how can you teach anyone with those skills of yours? It can't be true, he must have just gotten lucky. Bull demon spear art, fourth form. Talling bull strike. Bah-ha-ha-ha. There's no way that half-assed spear technique can block mine. Fireball. Fire what? For fire. The duel is over. The victor is assistant instructor Sa Bigang. Aga, water. I was captured alive by the demons. I was dragged to the demon realm and survived however I could for centuries. In the process of that, I realized something very important. What do you think of my heat-yang arts? High-level magic. This martial art is known as fireball. Is indistinguishable from martial arts. That was a good fight. What was that just now? Was that really martial arts? I think he called it heat-yang finger arts. Sir, what kind of nonsense? Congratulations, instructor Sa Bigang. You won this fight, however, I thought you couldn't use internal energy. It was a stroke of luck. A few days ago, I ate some herb I had never seen before on a walk. Then suddenly I could use internal energy. Thankfully, I have a bunch of internal Are you kidding us? How dare you spout such nonsense to your elders? Are you insulting all of us right now? It is your choice on whether to believe it. What, though? What does it matter? Did I cheat in the duel? It was a fight for the position of teaching spearmanship, but there was no a rule to fight only using spears. I don't know why I have to be interrogated like this when I won fair and square. You calm down, you're too worked up. You're right, you won this fight! Then since you won, you will, sorry to interrupt, but since everyone is here, I have a request to make, a request. I officially request for a test, to be promoted to an official instructor. That's him, right? The one from the duel, what really? The Dragon Spring Academy, one of many martial training halls set up by the Orthodox Alliance to prevent hardship in the Jianghu Murim. Its purpose is to raise martial artists who will become the pillars of the Orthodox Alliance in the future. They take in children between the ages of 15 and 18 from sects and clans that are at least decently big. Yes, the instructors are composed of martial masters from the Orthodox Alliance. They are divided into assistant instructors and senior instructors. The assistant instructors are more assistants than they are instructors, for them to actually teach the children what happened. How are you suddenly able to use internal energy? What have you done? Dragon Spring Academy, Recovering Body Pavilion, Master Jin Bak. Recovering Body Pavilion Master Jin Bak, he's not an instructor, but a physician who takes care of patients. I already said that it was a stroke of luck. Nonsense, you know that I have treated you for a long time. Since the day I learned that you couldn't use internal energy, I have tried every possible method to fix you. But if it was something that could be fixed so easily, oh then how useless of a physician am I? Or I know better than anyone that you were hated by others. Because of that, I'm too ashamed to face you now. I'm sorry. He hasn't changed at all. He is someone who is like a parent to me. 542 years ago? No, I guess it would be 15 years ago now. He was the person who ran into flames to save a dying child amidst a bandit ambush. He was also the one who ended up losing his own life trying to save others on that day too. However, this time, Recovering Body Pavilion Master, I will make sure that he does not die. You don't need to blame yourself. Don't worry about me either. Just trust me, I'll resolve all problems from now on. That when I regressed, I lost over 90% of my mana. The best I can muster right now is about the 4th circle. How disappointing. It had taken me centuries to reach the 8th circle. No, I should be grateful that I even have my mana. LH. Yes, I am back from that hell. The history of Jiang Murim has been reversed, and the demons have yet to invade. However, the keyword is yet. Exactly 10 years from now, the demons will begin invading. When that happens, the Jianghu Murim will fall again. However, it will be different this time since I still have my 300 years worth of memories. Information on the demon army, such as the kind of magic they use, the artifacts and weapons they prepared for the invasion, and most importantly, how to take down the demon king Tarrant. Are you in there, Bigang? Yes, Pavilion Master. What is it? Vice Academy Master Cheon Semyoung is looking for you right now. And he asked you to deliver that message to me. I don't mind. I'm more worried about you. I think it's about your request for a promotion you should watch out. I'm sure the test will be hard, and since Maeng Sandeok, the person he recommended, lost like that, I'm sure he doesn't have any good feelings toward you. Anyway, why did you suddenly decide that you want to become an official instructor? It's the first step to fixing this academy. Once upon a time, the Dragon Spring Academy was renowned enough to be considered the best out of the top 3 orthodox martial academies. However, 2 years ago, the academy master as well as one of the top 10 martial masters suddenly went missing. The academy searched for him for 2 years to no avail. As it was hard to replace someone as skilled as him, the Dragon Spring Academy lost their fame as a result. Additionally, let me check for the last time Assistant Instructor Sa Bigang. Are you serious about your request for promotion? Blade Technique Senior Instructor, Vice Academy Master Cheon Semyoung. This piece of shit, of course. Vice Academy Master is the accelerant of the fall of the Dragon Spring Academy. Day of the Demon's Invasion, me? Great ruptures opened up from all sides, and monsters that were never seen before began killing people left and right. Monsters. It marked the beginning of the invasion of the otherworldly species that we came to call the demon race. The young disciples of the dragon, Spring Academy, don't come near me, were ruthlessly killed by the monsters. That day, Instructor Deong hurried them. If Cheon Semyoung, the vice master of the academy, hadn't run away first, if he had just reported the situation, if he had activated the defense system in the academy, it would have prevented so many deaths. I can still vividly recall the screams of the disciples that were sacrificed that day. Though that has yet to happen, because I am back in the past, But I will never forget your disgusting, hypocritical face. You called for me, Vice Academy Master. Then I'll tell you about the test for you to become a senior instructor. It's to raid the Demonic Knight Stronghold, the Demonic Knight Stronghold. You mean the bandits in the mountain behind us? Yes, kill them! That is your test. Demonic Knight Stronghold. They are a group of bandits located in the old sacred mountain, situated not far from the Dragon Spring Academy. Due to reports of frequent damages caused by this bandit group, there is an order to raid the bandits for the sake of the civilians. Signed by Dragon Spring Academy, Vice Academy Master Cheon Semyoung. Well, all right, home. But what does this have to do with being an instructor? Obviously, Cheon Semyoung Dragon Spring Academy, Vice Academy Master. This concerns the most basic of requirements of an instructor. Senior instructors are the main force of the Academy, Deung Buhyung Dragon. Spring Academy, Blade Technique, Senior Instructor. All the senior instructors of the Academy are considered martial masters. Blade Technique, Senior Instructor, Lightning Blade, Cheon Semyoung Blade, Technique, Senior Instructor, Tyrannical, Tiger Blade, Deung Buhyung. They have all been officially recognized by the Orthodox Alliance Archery Technique. Senior Instructor, Soul Chasing Arrow Yun Bayuk Sword Technique. Senior Instructor, Dark Shadow Divine Sword, Sangpilji. They have all accomplished great things such as eliminating evil demonic martial artist leaders or taking down bandits. Yeah, I get it. So how long do I have? You arrogant little, how dare you behave so rudely? Exactly 2 weeks. If you are late even by a day, you will forever lose your chance for a promotion. 2 weeks. See you in 3 days. CL, I'll be back. That little. Vice Academy. Master, are you really going to promote that arrogant kid? If he really does succeed, no need to worry. Instructor Deung. Our poor little assistant instructor Sa Bigang will never come back. Huh, what do you mean, haste? Cheon Semyoung, you fake bastard, you think I don't know what you're plotting. Demonic Knight Stronghold. It was during this period that the Green Forest Alliance began to rise in fame. People don't know much about them yet. At the moment, it is not a big organization. The real problem is, are you serious? The head of the Green Forest Alliance is a peak realm, martial master demonic, Knight Stronghold Master, Ake Gujeom. He's no ordinary bandit leader, even the Orthodox Alliance thinks that, but he's actually a former leader of an unorthodox sect called the Heaven Destroying Sect. People think that he was killed by traitors. A few years ago, but he actually managed to survive. He tracked down and killed every single one of the traitors. Because of how cruel his revenge was, even the unorthodox Murim put out a bounty for his head. He's been hiding and came here recently. But how do you know all this? Why is that important? Sa Bigang surely was impressive today during the duel, but that was only possible because he had been hiding his true skills. However, this test is a real situation. It's not a duel. I'm sure he won't make it back alive. Well, levitation. If this AK Gujeom is just as I remember, fourth circle magic isn't enough to defeat him. Oh, then the solution is simple. I'm here. I'll increase my mana and circle up. My experience and knowledge in magic is already 8th circle after all. Search. This looks like a normal cliff, but it is actually a barrier made of mana. I'm in the right place. No one could have ever imagined that there are multiple places like this in the Central Plains, hidden behind mana barriers. I knew it. Special grade mana stone. Demons, intelligent creatures of the other world that repeatedly invade and conquer other dimensions. This was made possible because of the dimensional travel technology. However, there is one fatal flaw. In the process of going through the dimensional portal, the time taken for a living being and a non-living being differs way too much. Even the demons were unable to fix this problem. In the end, this is the solution they came up with. In the worlds they planned to invade, they secretly planted equipment they would need in the future. Jul. This mana stone is the source of their power. It recovers their mana. It is useless for someone from the central plains since they cannot use mana. Well, at least until now. Stronghold Master, it doesn't seem like anything is amiss. Are you saying that I made a mistake? Gasped, not at all, I'm just... Shut up and search thoroughly. I definitely felt an explosion of energy here. Demonic Knight Stronghold. Master, former leader of the heaven-destroying sect, A.K. Gujim. Losers like you would never know, but ZRL. I knew it, you really are a peak realm. Martial Master, I believed in you. Demonic Knight Stronghold Master. Who are you? Me. An instructor of the Dragon Spring Academy. Dragon Spring Academy? The Dragon Spring Academy. Shoo, but what is an instructor from there doing here? Shut your damn mouths. If you're speaking the truth, are you saying that you were the cause of that great energy explosion earlier? What if I was... Huh. Then I'll kill you. That's why I came here. Is that so? Mana Blade. What a coincidence. Trice, I came here to kill you too. You better avenge your subordinates. You, who are you? What I already told you. I'm an instructor at the Dragon Spring Academy. I can't believe it. This bastard of Fel, he's not struggling against me at all. KO. Heaven-destroying Hegemon Divine Arts Core release. You bastard, how dare you make me use this power on you? Do you know what kind of power this is? After I was thrown off a cliff by the traitors, I had collected all this innate core energy, dreaming of revenge. Who asked what? I don't care about the lore due of some useless villain. Freezing wave. What astral chain? What? Struggling is futile. The moment it touches you, it sucks away at your internal energy. It was a spell specially designed to take down martial artists. Kyo. You bastard, where did you learn such sorcery? Are you from the demonic cult? I said it's magic, not sorcery. Well, I shouldn't expect much from some bandit idiot. You damned, dying in a place like this. What do you have regrets? Yeah, yes, I have a yet to get my revenge, those bastards who manipulated my subordinates when I was still in the heaven-destroying sect. The reason I was working with those disgusting Orthodox Alliance guys. The reason I was cooped up in this mountain, recovering my power. It was all so that I could get revenge. All of that was... Wow, you were so determined. That's how revenge should be done. Troll slowly, thoroughly, without giving up. Are you mocking me right now? What would you know? You're just some kid who grew up comfortably. Comfortably? Does it really seem that way? What the hell? He's not just some ordinary, insane man. It seems like something is fundamentally wrong with him. All right, I'll let you experience it too. The hell that I went through for 200 years. Oof, what is this place? What the hell did that crazy bastard do to me? Here, Coke, hook. How's that? That's the future you will experience in 10 years. Kill. Kill me. Please, I can't handle it. Understand. Someone needs to do it. Damn it, I can't believe it. How's that? I didn't think you'd believe me if I only brought the sword, so I brought his head as well. Now then, we should discuss my new duties as a senior instructor. This is nonsense. He was the shame of the academy until just a few days ago, but now he's a senior instructor. What is going on fist technique? Senior instructor Yeo Woon Jin. Instructor Deong, did he really raid the demonic knight stronghold on his own? Archery technique senior instructor Yoon Bayuk. I went to Old Sacred Mountain myself in the morning blade technique. Senior instructor Deong Bu-hyung. I found the corpses of the bandits as well as AK Gujeoms, where Sa Bigang said they would be. I don't know how, but everyone other than Aka Gujeom had their throats sliced with just one attack nonsense. He was an instructor for spear techniques. Are you saying that he was hiding sword techniques too? That's just utter nonsense. Then are you saying that my eyes have deceived me? You can go check for yourself if you can't trust me. Enough! What are you all doing right now? I'm sorry, Vice Academy Master Cheon Semyung. It doesn't make sense no matter how I think about it. AK Gujeom is at least a peak realm martial master. I met him myself and confirmed that fact when I was relaying an order from the Orthodox Alliance to him, but for Sa Bigang to kill him in just one night along with all of his subordinates. At that, that's something even I can't do as a fellow peak realm martial master. Did Jin Bak help him? No, that old man isn't that skilled. I'll have to look into it further. Instructor Deung, can you still get in touch with the Ghost Shadow Manor, you mean? The Ghost Shadow Manor, one of the biggest assassin organizations of Murim. They are known for doing anything as long as they are paid accordingly. Pandan put in a request. Tell them to find out everything they can about Sa Bigang, even what he does on a daily basis. Ding dong donged my rending I understand. Are you really going to promote him to senior instructor? Don't worry about it, Instructor Yeo, I have an idea. What is this? This is the list of disciples he will be in charge of once he is promoted. Oh ho, I see. Ooh ha ha ha. I wouldn't expect any less of you. You've come up with such a brilliant idea. Hoo hoo hoo! I put my position to good use. He might give up his job before the Ghost Shadow Manor even gets anything out of him. Cuckoo kook, that's possible since he has so little experience. Instructor Deong, you gave these lists to Instructor Satu, right? Yes. I gave it to him right before this meeting. What did he say? What would he know even if he saw it? He just smiled and said he got it. Those old geezers are idiots. They're doing everything I expected them to do. I regressed to this time and place for a reason. After learning about Nuzurun's power of time regression, I wondered to myself, hundreds, if not thousands of times, what should I to prepare for the demon's invasion? The enemy is an army that has already conquered countless dimensions. Only being one person has its limits. There are many things I can do, but in the end, the best thing I could do was to raise an army. Not some weaklings like the ones that died before my regression, but a powerful army that has learned all kinds of magic and martial arts. The guys that have been marked as troublemakers among the first-year disciples, although they are definitely talented, their personalities have been getting in their way, or were neglected because they don't come from prestigious families. That, or they're not talented. I assume the old geezers thought that I wouldn't be able to handle them. But those old geezers never would have imagined that the two heroes who did the best during the demon's invasion, one was a martial master who reached the evolutionary realm in his late 20s, the last hope of Murim that led the alliance against the demons, Heavenly Sword Alliance leader. The other was a talented archer who led a squad specialized for assassination and patrolling and assassinated the most demons on his own. Demon-slaying divine archer. Nice to meet you, those two heroes. I'm your instructor starting today, are here right now in front of me. ACK, hey, our external arts training isn't over yet. Get up. First year. Camellia class, second son of the Dragon Tiger Escort Agency, Gok Boak. Please stop Boak Dragon Spring Academy. First year Camellia class, eldest son of the One Star, Sword Clan Tonli Jung. What's up with you? Someone might think I'm bullying you. You should be thankful, you bastard. I'm showing a weakling like you my Dragon Tiger Mountain, splitting fist arts. It's just the swordsmanship that my One-Star Sword Clan teaches. What the One-Star Sword Clan? Those shitty martial arts you couldn't even properly use against me. You want to keep learning that. Hey, you, Stop clenching your fists, you motherfucker. If not, then shall we do another duel? No way. That's enough, Gokboak. The exam period will soon commence, so stop causing unnecessary commotions. First year, Camellia class, Destructive Sword, Yeon Clan, Second Son, Yeon Wookyoung. Gosh, okay, consider yourself lucky. To thanks. Yeon Wookyoung Gokbook Tanlijung Cadets. Yes, what is it? This is Sudden H. But Vice Academy. Master Cheon Semyoung let me know that you all will not be in the Camellia class anymore. Instead, you will be transferred to a newly created class. What? Welcome, cadets. I am your instructor from today onwards. Just what's happening, Hub? Stop fucking around. It's flustering enough that we had to suddenly move classes, but now we're under this half-assed instructor. You think I'll listen to such a shitty order? Your choice of words while talking with the head instructor is quite insolent, Cadet Gok Boyuk. Fuck off, I don't know what bullshit you pulled to become a senior instructor, but I have no plans on learning from a bastard who couldn't even use internal arts until recently. Academy Rules Article 3, Clause 5. Blink. What? If a cadet shows bad behavior, you can punish them with the goal of guidance. You shit-faced bastard dragon, tiger mountain, splitting fists, swearing and violence towards a superior. Using internal arts during class without permission. But the worst of all, act. This pathetic martial arts ability. Hey, get up, my guidance isn't over yet. How can that happen? That's the same Gokbook who's ranked at the top among the new students in external arts, training to think he's losing so unilaterally as if he's a child. You son of a BT. Gosh. What kind of nasty state is this starting from the first class? Too bad, I guess. It is the role of the instructor to hold back their tears and educate. This is a little excessive against a cadet, Instructor Sa Bigang. So this is when you finally decide to move. Young Master Yeon Wookyoung before Regression, Heavenly Sword Alliance leader. Yeon Wookyoung of first year, Camellia class. Second son of the Destructive Sword Yeon clan, one of the prestigious clans in the Central Plains. From a young age, he was recognized within the clan as a martial arts genius, and even among the new students of Dragon Spring Academy, he displayed overwhelming skill. His talent was far beyond what the Dragon Spring Academy could contain. At the mere age of 20, he achieved the feat of becoming the youngest in history to become a supreme peak martial master and was ranked among the top 10 martial masters of the Orthodox Alliance. Originally, he should have lived a brilliant life, revered as one of the absolute martial masters of the Central Plains and admired by all. But that is if they had never appeared. From the early stages of the demon invasion, he participated in more battles than anyone else. But soon, the Yeon clan became the target of concentrated attacks from the demons and was annihilated. All members of the clan, except for him, were brutally slaughtered. Even so, he did not collapse in despair or grief like others. He traveled across the Central Plains, fighting countless battles with the demons, gathering survivors and forming an allied force that transcended both orthodox and unorthodox sects. Then, in such a hopeless situation where everything was against them, he led the remaining martial artists in a desperate final resistance. I still remember it. He always charged to the front lines of the battlefield, and whenever he unleashed his dazzling sword energy, even massive demonic beasts that seemed to cover the sky were cut down in an instant. Undoubtedly, he was the hero and final hope of the Central Plains. Although, now, he's just another snobbish noble brat from a prestigious clan. So you finally decided to move that heavy ass of yours, young Master Yeon Wookyoung. This is quite amusing, Instructor Sa Bigang. Why I'm surprised that the assistant instructor, who couldn't even use internal energy until recently, suddenly got so strong. Sure, that's unexpected. Huff. But the fact that all you can do with that newly acquired power is to show off in front of cadets, that's just pathetic. Fuck, how embarrassing. Is that also because of those so-called fated encounters? Sharp one, aren't you? Why are you curious? If you obediently follow my training from now on, I might just tell you, no thanks. That won't be necessary. I don't know what kind of trick you pulled to suddenly change class rosters like this, but I'll be submitting a formal complaint to the Academy about the person responsible. I have no interest in learning from someone who's puffed up with arrogance from a lucky stroke of fortune. PFFT. Look at you running your mouth like you're something special. So you think there's nothing to learn from me? What if I told you that in just 10 days of my training? This guy here could be strong enough to beat you. What did you just say? I'll repeat it as much as you want. After just 1 week of my training, this pathetic weakling, the one you consider beneath a bug, will be able to chew up and spit out a frog in a well like you. That's what I said. Instructor, what the hell? Are you insane? Are you really willing to take responsibility for those words? Of course. Shall we make a bet in 10 days you and this guy will face each other in an official spar? If he wins, you'll follow my training without another word. Meefy. If you win, you can do whatever you want. You can make me leave the academy, apologize, or kneel and beg. I'll do anything. Something I want from you. There's nothing I need from you, however. You better be prepared for the match that happens 1 week from now. Damn it, you startled me. Uh, you're way too noisy. Instructor, what the hell did you just do? Use way look at you, overflowing with energy. Calm down and let go of me. I'll explain. Why would you have me? Fight Young Wook Young, are you out of your mind? What did I do to deserve this? Let go of me, you little brat, Well, looks like today's class is canceled. All cadets, you're dismissed for now. The schedule for the next class will be sent to you individually by tomorrow. Geez. What the hell is going on? Sob, I'm doomed to public spar. Tesk. You just need to win. Sai, why are you assuming you'll lose? During my first public spar after enrollment, I lost to Gok Boak. And I mean badly. Since then, he's tormented me every day. But did you know even that monster, Gok Boak, couldn't land a single hit on Yeon Wook Young? He was utterly defeated. Yeon Wook Young. Yeah, he's definitely something else. Even without the backing of the Yan clan, his martial arts talent alone is truly one of a kind. If you already know that, then why? Don't worry. You are stronger than him. First year Camellia class. 1-star sword clan, Dan Lee Jung. Pardon before the regression demon-slaying divine archer. Let's say there really is nothing we can do about our class and head instructor suddenly changing. But why do I have to engage in a public duel with Yeon Wook Young? You still don't understand the flow. You have to win at the duel for me to prove my abilities. That's your problem. What do I earn from getting swept up into this? Revenge. Pardon? Didn't you used to always get beat up by that big bastard? How did you know? How did you feel when I beat that dipshit up recently? Were you excited? Did you feel refreshed? Did it feel so great you were exhilarated? Or did you feel mad that you couldn't get revenge yourself? You said so yourself. Even that Gok Buffa can't touch a hair on Yeon Wook Young's head. But what if you become so strong you can beat Yeon Wook Young? Then even someone like you fastly be able to take revenge with your own hands. How about it? Wouldn't that be a good present for the current you? If I really can become strong like you say, then I'll do it, of course. But this is unrelated to Gok Boak. What I want is simply to become stronger than I am now. Fine, let's see. Let's check your skill level right now. You think that you're fighting Yan Wook Young right now and wield your martial arts to their fullest. Heyub. Keep going, don't stop at full force, D. Huh. Coke. Heyub, cough, or huff, huff. Pathetic. Do you know what your problem is right now? While carrying out the basic moves. Huff, huff, for some reason, my internal energy keep dispersing. At first, I thought I'd learned my clan's martial arts incorrectly, so I tried to confirm it several times. However, there were no problems with my basic moves. Then I thought perhaps there was an issue with my Dantian or Meridian points, so I had it checked out multiple times back in my clan. Still, there was nothing. Maybe I just lack talent, or perhaps I have an unknown illness. No, it's not that. You just have your Meridian points spread further than others. Pardon? What does that? Is it hard to understand? Like I said, you were born with your Meridian points more spread out in your mind, Meridian, than most. Normally, it's considered a rare constitution that has more advantages than disadvantages. However, since you're still young and you lack the internal energy, you're experiencing an issue. You must be aware that all martial artists must discharge their internal energy created in their Dantians through their meridian points. But since you have wider meridians compared to others and mediocre amounts of internal energy, your internal energy's power doesn't focus properly. That is why your internal energy keeps dispersing. This is my first time hearing about this. Makes sense. And after all, it's information I only heard by coincidence. This atmosphere cult, does he have some kind of story behind it? Well, I'll end the explanation here. Now that you know the problem, we have to fix it. There's a way to fix it. Of course, it's very simple, actually. Compared to other people, you lack power because of your wide meridian points, which means you can resolve it by increasing the amount of internal energy you have. Since we can't increase your internal energy in such a short period of time, though, there's only one method I can teach you right now. Keep gathering internal energy right until you start your basic moves. Once you've gathered enough, you'll be able to display your true power. Instructor, did you see that my internal energy really didn't disperse? Yeah. I saw it properly, so you can be at ease before you collapse. Collapse, I've never felt so energetic before. In my... Hooft. I suddenly collapsed. Why, Huff? Huff, how do you feel? Instructor, I have no strength left in my body. It's a minor side effect from channeling your full power for the first time. You've never properly used your mind meridians before, so your unadapted body was shocked. Well, it's nothing to worry too much about. The side effects will naturally go away after a few months. I see a few months. Wait, hold on, a few months? But the duel is in 1 week. You're currently facing two major problems. When you unleash a technique with your stored energy, all the inner energy you've gathered up until that moment is consumed with a single strike. Then, as I said, your body can't withstand the recoil, so you collapse. However, your energy core is also too small for you to store your energy ahead of time and can't sustain it for long. If you do that, you wouldn't just collapse. You'd risk going into energy deviation, so that's absolutely forbidden. How is it up to this point easy enough to understand? Right, yes, I understand. Though what does that have to with what you're holding? Don't mind the small stuff. More importantly, think about it. Considering those, you can only start storing energy after the duel begins. Now, how long did it take you to gather your energy? Earlier, roughly 7 minutes. Then how are you going to hold off Yan Wook Young for that amount of time? What do I do? There's only one answer. You dodge like hell until you've gathered it all. ACK. Wait, what are you doing? Focus and start gathering your energy. Don't take your eyes off the opponent's weapon. Illusion A. Could. Ah, you're whining even though I didn't use any inner energy. Get up, we're continuing. This is training. Of course it is. Training to dodge. Wait, what kind of messed up training is this? Messed up training? Hey, Dan Lejung, do you think I'm doing this just to bully you? I just explained why you're weak and how to fix it. I even demonstrated it clearly. Also, I'll guarantee this right now. This is the only way you can even give Yeon Wook Young a scratch a week from now. The training is painful and hard. Of course it is, but is it harder than the times you were humiliated by Gok Bayuk and Yeon Wook Young? Are you really going to throw away this perfect chance to prove yourself to all the others who treated you like trash? I'm sorry, instructor. Please continue the dodge training, or I can endure a whole day of this, if I must. A whole day? What nonsense are you spouting, huh? You'll be doing this nonstop for the entire remaining week. What did you say? Here I come. Wait. 1 week later. Lest I wonder how long Dan Lejung will last, he's going to get wrecked in a single move and collapse flat on the ground. Didn't he prepare some kind of countermeasure? I saw him a few times in passing. But he just spent the whole week getting smacked around with a stick. What an idiot. If you're trash, just stay quiet in a corner. Even that wimp who grovels even in front of me is going to beat Yeon Wook Young bullshit. You fell for that scammer's lies and dug your own grave. Instructor Sa Bigang, I said I didn't want anything earlier, fine. But under these circumstances, I'd like to make a condition of my own. What is it? If I win, you must promise to leave the academy on your own. I never want to waste time like this again. Deal, I swear on my name. You're aware of what happens if you lose too, right? If you lose, you must attend my classes and training without complaint. I remember. Good, though, aren't you mistaken about something? The person you should be focusing on right now isn't me, but Dan Lejung, who's standing over there in the duel arena. All right, let's get started. Victory will be determined when one side either forfeits, loses consciousness, or drops their weapon. Additionally, any lethal or life-threatening strikes are strictly forbidden. In these cases, as the judge, I will make the final call. Mon then, begin the duel. Now then, start. Surrender. Oh, my arm is fine. What a fool. You agreed to fight me when you're this shaken after just a bit of murderous intent. That just now was murderous intent. That means if he wanted to, he really could. I can't do this. People consider this guy the best of the best in the academy. There is no way that someone as terrible as me could defeat him with just a week's worth of training. Then Li Jung. Ha ha ha. Who, let's remind myself. What I want is to become stronger than I am now. That day, a week ago, why I decided that I want to become stronger. Idiot, I gave you a chance to get out of this fight uninjured. You brought this upon yourself. He reacted in time. That could have been bad. The QI I had collected was almost dispersed. Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword First Technique. Berserk Dragon Rage Torrent Ho. Hike, this sword Ki is so powerful. But is it just a feeling I have? It feels like this attack is easier to dodge than I expected. Seems like you did learn something. Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword Third Technique. Twin Dragon Fang Severance. This sword technique is the same one that Instructor Sa used. Huff. He's strong, he's fast and precise too. I wouldn't expect any less from the sword technique of Central Plains' best swordsman clan. However, that doesn't mean I can't dodge them. I don't understand why, but this sword technique is definitely the one instructor had been using on me for the last week. Duslund. Yeon Wook-young backed off. Is this really happening? I can't believe it. Maybe they're acting as if. Why would Yeon Wook-young do that? I apologize for calling you an idiot. I have to admit that you've learned a lot within the last week. I don't know how you know the Supreme Dragon, Heaven Severing Sword 7. That's Supreme Dragon, Heaven Severing Sword, Fierce Dragon Annihilation. But if you can dodge this one too, I will admit defeat. What is that? A sword technique. What the hell kind of sword technique is that? That crazy bastard. Where is he going? Night before the duel. You've been dodging well. This might be doable now. Huff, huff, ah. Will this really allow me to dodge all of Yeon Wook-young's attacks, Hoa? No, happy. Yeon Wook-young isn't an idiot. He must be underestimating you right now. But if you continuously dodge his sword strikes, he'll set up counter me's Yuras. And if you survive till the end, he'll most likely use that. The biggest scale sword art that Yeon Wook-young can use currently. Its name is Fierce Dragon Annihilation. It quite literally makes it seem like a fierce dragon is materialized and is a martial art that creates massive sword ki. I'll let you know in advance, but you can forget trying to dodge it. It's pointless trying to jump or move back to dodge. It'll grow instantaneously and swallow the entire stadium. Then how that's basically unbeatable. Listen up, nothing is unbeatable in this world. A storm of sword QI working together to endlessly whirlpool around in all directions is just what it looks like. It's not a perfect martial art. In the first place, Fierce Dragon Annihilation is a martial art designed to annihilate the majority of the enemies who get taken aback by its incredible force trying to run away. You mean yes, the only way out is one. Keep moving. Forward. Of course, if it's Yeon Wook-young, he'll try to respond immediately after realizing his Fierce Dragon Annihilation was seen through. You'd in that position, it'll simply be a response in a situation where he's surprised due to what happened. That will be your moment. Use your pent-up anger that you've pressed down for so long and land a blow onto that arrogant bastard. Dan Lejung, how does it feel? Pardon, what do you... It's exhilarating, right? Yes. All right, then, let's begin our first class. Damn it. Those bastards, weren't they? The same ones who were all for it? Just a moment ago, Jaconia. Damn it, how did things end up like this? I trusted you and left things in your hands, Vice Academy Master Cheon. What is the meaning of this? Wasn't the whole point to get Sa Bigang to leave voluntarily, him well? Why are the cadets following him willingly instead? What is going on especially? Dan Lejung of the One-Star Sword Clan and Yeon Wook-young of the Yeon Clan. Both cadets now adamantly insist on continuing their training under Sa Bigang. What if we force them to switch classes again, like last time, and they've gone so far as to threaten withdrawal from the academy and reporting it to the Yeon Clan? We should never have entrusted a genius like Yeon Wook-young to some greenhorn. This is directly tied to the Academy's reputation. It's a critical matter. How are you going to take responsibility for this mess, Vice Academy Master Cheon? And now you're trying to pin this on me. You lot are also just parasites desperate to curry the Yan clan's favor. Are you seriously saying Yan Wook-young lost to some bottom-rank one-star sword clan punk? Technically, he withdrew Essie, but according to the cadets who watched, it was essentially a loss. Do you hear yourself? Yan Wook-young is one of the greatest prodigies ever, even among the Yan clan. Sa Bigang, the more I learn about him, the less I understand. We can't leave him unchecked any longer. Wait a minute, come to think of it. Have we still not heard back from the Ghost Shadow Manor? Not since they said they'd review our request. ETSK, a mere mercenary group, dares to act high and mighty. You'd best be careful with your words and actions. Who's there? Who are you? What a foolish question. What is the meaning of this? I'm a peak realm martial master, yet I didn't sense him at all. Didn't you all just say it yourselves? Don't tell me. We're here to fulfill the request. Now tell me more about this. Sa Bigang, most elite mercenary group in the Jianghu Ghost Shadow Manor. Sa Bigang. They're throwing around 100 nangs just to investigate one rookie instructor, Ghost Shadow Manor, Ghost Shadow, Yod number 1. For a place with such a trash reputation, they sure seem to be swimming in money. It just goes to show that they're that corrupt. Not that it's any of our business. Seriously, don't these orthodox sect types crack you up? They're always pretending to be all virtuous, and now they're secretly ordering a background check on their own subordinate, Ghost Shadow Manor, Ghost Shadow, number 7. Ha! Like we're any better, scavenging off such pathetic requests for some money. Ghost Shadow Manor, Ghost Shadow, number 5. Number 5. Have you forgotten our mission until we find and serve him? We vowed to endure any dirty and despicable task. I misspoke, please forgive me. It's fine, just focus on the mission. Yeah, should we also investigate this Jinbok person, the one who supposedly raised him since childhood for now? Just locate and keep surveilling the target. Do you think the rumor about him having a fated encounter is true? Don't take such nonsense seriously. Still, they did say that he supposedly couldn't use inner energy at all. And then overnight, he became a martial master. If it's not due to a fated encounter, then what is it? What if Sa Bigang has hidden backers? Or maybe he infiltrated this place after being planted by some hostile faction with a shady objective. That's probably what the clients suspect, which is why they hired us. Meaning he may be far more dangerous than we expected. Do not let the target catch wind of us. Be extremely cautious. Hey, hoo-hoo. What a funny joke, Captain. No matter how strong he is, there's no way he could detect the stealth techniques of the Ghost Shadow Manor. Then let's begin. I've been hearing a lot about you around the academy lately. Everything they said surprised me. Are you sure you'll be all right? It looks like people are really starting to move against you. Jealousy and envy always follow the path. Heroes walk. There's nothing to worry about. That fated encounter must have been truly extraordinary. Who would have thought you'd change this much? Now that I think about it, it probably all started with that duel. Back then, I was honestly stunned. Even I think it was a bit much. If you had lost that duel, it would have been a disaster. Vice Academy Master Cheon was clearly trying to get rid of you. Well, truth be told, I did get kicked out. And before I returned in time, back when I couldn't use magic or anything, I was brutally defeated in my duel against Mang Sondeok. I was stripped of my position as assistant instructor and demoted to menial labor. Eventually, unable to endure the shame, I ran away from the academy. I wandered aimlessly for a while, and with no way to make a living, I ended up becoming an escort warrior in an escort agency. Even though I still couldn't use inner energy, I poured my blood and sweat into training my physical techniques and spear fighting. After surviving countless dangerous escort missions, attacks from unorthodox sects and bandits, I eventually became a first-rank escort warrior after a few years. I spent over 10 years as an escort warrior that way. I'd been to every corner of the Central Plains and built up a wide network of contacts and information over time. And then one day I stopped by the Dragon Spring Academy U for old time's sake, and on that very night of that day, TSKT. Why'd you suddenly throw a rock away? I just saw an ugly frog and couldn't help myself. Hey now! Why try to harm a poor frog? Haha, have you forgotten how you caught and fed me frogs as medicine when I was little? Are you okay? Number 7, you that crazy bastard suddenly hurled a rock at me. Could it be that we've already been discovered? Would he really have walked away just like that if he had discovered us? You just got unlucky. Number 7, are you seriously doubting the Ghost Shadow Manor's cultivation techniques over something this small? No, no, sir, how could I dare good have more confidence in your skills? He's heading back to his quarters. Continue surveilling him. Securing instructor Sung Dan, Dan Lee Jung, and Yeon Wook Young. My first post-regression objective is now complete. Etset, is it finally time to bring her in? If memory serves me right, at this point in time, she should be at... The door's open. Come in. You're acting like you expected me. Well, I figured you'd be getting restless by now. Yeon Wook Young, what is it? What's with that disgusting expression on your face? So, Iba, what brings the young master of the destructive sword, Yan clan, to such a humble place? What? That duel from before. Who? During that duel, Dan Lee Jung was able to sloppily respond to all of my basic moves of the Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword. At first, I thought those were simply the results of 1 week of training, but thinking back, those were movements that went beyond momentary responses. It was as if he knew all of the movements and pathways of my sword technique. The one who taught him the sword paths of my destructive sword. Yeon clan's unique swordsmanship. How could an outsider know the destructive sword, Yeon clan's martial arts in such detail? Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword must have been you, right? Who knows? The martial arts of the destructive sword. Yeon clans, that is considered the greatest swords. Clan in Zhongyuan right now is quite famous among martial artists. Don't you think? Stop joking around. That wasn't a level of superficial knowledge. Did you think I wouldn't be able to distinguish that? Of course you should have noticed that. If you hadn't, I would have been very disappointed. Stop trying to move past stop. Be more honest if you want to be my disciple. What that's not what you're truly curious about. You came to check whether I also knew the flaws of the Supreme Dragon, heaven-severing sword that you also felt, right? It was perfected hundreds of years ago and has been passed down through the clan as a unique swordsmanship. Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword. This is the swordsmanship currently praised as the greatest sword arts in Zhongyuan, having incredible destructive power, ever-changing sword paths, and no gaps. But ever since you were young, as you grew up wielding this swordsmanship, with your outstanding wisdom, you realized something. The Supreme Dragon Heaven Severing Sword is not an unbeatable martial art, but as the heir of the great destructive sword Yeon clan, you could not acknowledge it. Are you looking down on my clan's martial arts? Think as you please, but let me just say this. In the near future, there will come a day when those things that you martial artists revere so much, tradition, honor, nobility, and reputation, all become meaningless. Only think of one thing, getting stronger than you are now. Push anything that gets in the way of that to the side without hesitation. Well, we will have time to talk about this in more detail later. Let's talk then. For now, follow your instincts. So let's say that's that. Why are you suddenly grabbing a wooden pillow? It's nothing much. Don't worry about it. There's an annoying frog outside. Recovering Body Pavilion Master Jin Bak. Normally a medic who worked in Gamsu, but 5 years ago, he became responsible for the Recovering Body Pavilion, which treats patients, and came to the Dragon Spring Academy. While capable as a medic, he barely learned martial arts and doesn't seem to have much other background either. We investigated him since he's the closest to Sa Bigang, but he just seems like a normal medic. However, his clean past seems a little artificial and wait. Number 7, why do you look like that? Are you sure you weren't found out well? They had no caution towards us at all, so... No, no matter how I think of it, I think we were found out. Number 7, don't doubt my clan's mind technique. He must just happen to have a bad habit of throwing things out. You've experienced worse things. Endure a bit longer. Okay. Senior, I'm telling you this in advance. But if something comes flying this way again, I won't hold back. I will behead him myself. I understand how you feel, but calm down. We've moved away from the accommodations, so these accidents won't keep happening. Who knows if that crazy bastard wakes up and suddenly decides to practice archery. Shush. Someone's come and hide. Gosh, I have to go so bad. Wow, I must have drank too much tea. Wait, what? No, there's no way, right? Hey, you crazy bastard, what are you doing? Huh. Hey, want a cup? You bastard, so you knew all along and purposely. I'll kill you. Barrier. What? Yes, nice to meet you, Ghost Shadow Manor. Number 7, TSK? TSK. That's what you get for digging into other people's business. My dear Ghost Shadow Manor friends, you bastard! Stand down, number 5. Hello there, Instructor Sa Bigang. To think you had actually already discovered us. That's right, I'm Sa Bigang, the one you've been tailing. You must be the leader of these frogs. Though, is it really okay to reveal your identity in front of your surveillance target like this? That's a foolish question. If I eliminate you right here, what trouble could it cause? Cuckoo, are you really fine with that? Aren't you at least curious how I know about all of you? We'll find out soon enough. Let's start by slicing off your limbs one by one. Mana Blade. Not so fast. Though he lacks the overwhelming destructive power of the Akegujam, he's fast, precise, sharp, and deadly. Every technique is a fatal strike aimed at vital points. In particular, the density of energy embedded in that sword is overwhelming. No way a barrier will hold, and I can't keep parrying it with the Mana Blade. Yes, this is more like it. Strange. Ew, it's hard to put my finger on it. Oh, but the power and style you're using. They are fundamentally different from the martial arts of the orthodox sects. There's no way you just stumbled upon this power. Don't tell me it's demonic arts. Come on. Have you even seen demonic arts in person? It's been years since the demonic cult fell. What nonsense. It has nothing to do with demonic arts. Though you're right, as it's not typical martial arts either. I see. I now understand you're not someone we can simply subdue. I don't hold any personal grudge against you, but I will take your life. Ghost Shadow Manor, 100%. All of it is for the sake of the Ghost Shadow Manor's mission. Soul Destroying Stride. It is an exclusive movement technique, which after erasing all presence throws the opponent into confusion with high-speed movement. Then, in that moment of confusion, Ghost Skull Flash comes a strike too fast to even perceive. Illusion. What the? Sir Kafka, just how did you take pride in your stealth skills, huh? Search sorry, but I can see you clear as day. Now shall we have a deeper conversation, Ku? The Ghost Shadow Manor, Lord No, the Origin Sect leader? Origin Sect. A mysterious sect, like a ghost in the Jangu. Never once appearing in any official events, it's unclear whether they are orthodox or unorthodox. Their true goals and sect are shrouded in secrecy. It is so much so that, decades ago, when a massacre wiped out all direct blood relatives, including the leader, most of the Jonghu did not even notice. Only those born and raised in the Origin sect, loyal to the end, knew the truth. Those who survived that tragedy emerged under the new name Ghost Shadow Manor. They now gather and collect every piece of information across the Jianghu. Ghost Shadow Manor. They are now a top-tier mercenary organization that handles all sorts of dirty and dangerous missions. However, all of that is for a single goal: the restoration of the fallen origin sect. That's the mission you speak of, isn't it? Impossible. The true history of our sect is a top-level secret. It's never once been leaked in decades. Let me be blunt here. Do just 2 missions. Do 2 things I task you with, and I'll give you the information regarding that, the thing you've been chasing all this time. How dare you? You dare spew such nonsense. 20 years we've spent, 20 years. We scoured the Central Plains with only a sliver of hope for the sake of our mission. Do you even understand what it is we've been searching for? The blood of the origin sect. More precisely, a unique bloodline that can fully inherit the origin sect's martial arts. There's a strange birthmark on their left wrist. Right. That's right. The core of our sect's restoration. The very reason we've wandered for so long. But even within Ghost Shadow Manor, only a select few should know this secret. How do you know enough? That's all I'll tell you. Now choose. Accept my request and get the information, or waste the rest of your life tailing people. Bratsenti, alternatively, should we just continue what we were doing earlier? I'll accept the mission. However, if it turns out you've deceived us, I swear I'll pay you back with everything I've got. Oh, good. Then let me give you the first mission. Stop kook. Hoof kook! Ah! Kokek, vice leader of the Black Scorpion Gang, destructive fist-fighting demon Mac Ho-Oh. After attacking this place with your subordinates a month ago, you killed all the men and raped all the women. The women who survived commissioned me. You bitch to make sure that I kill you. Deg D.I. can't gather my internal energy. No, what is this? Why is my internal energy slowly fading away? This makes no sense. QQ bitch, aren't you scared of what's to come? I am the vice leader of the Black Scorpion Gay. I said that earlier, you idiot. Wait. Kook. The next commission. An instructor of the Dragon Spring Academy, Sa Bigang. Stop the bullshit and release the tension. Spread your legs apart and change your wrist angle slightly downward. 200 more times in that position. Go huffing up. Damn it. Oh, what's with the disrespectful attitude? Tai, are you being sassy with my instructing methods? Wait before you hit me. Let me say what I want. Why aren't you making him do anything? He's doing well on his own. Doing well, he's not doing anything. Is he sleeping? Right now? Shut up, you think he's on the same level and wield your as-you sword with more effort, you dunce? Shit. Yes, that's good, Yun Wook Young. Don't be bound by the original sword techniques of the Supreme Dragon, Heaven-Severing Sword, and go to the swordsmanship. Your senses are guiding you to. That genius talent of yours will help you reach a higher level. Instructor. Have you completed your QI circulation already? No, Dan Lee Jung. I keep getting worried. Can I really just do as you ordered and circulate my QI? There's no other way to solve your issue other than accumulating enough internal energy. Unless you were secretly hiding rare elixirs, that is, pardon, of course not. Then aside from when you eat and sleep, keep circulating your QI, understood. I'm sure he feels rushed. He must be well aware that the only reason he beat Yan Wook Young in that duel was because of tricks. There's no helping it. It's not a problem that can be solved immediately. Plus, I have a bigger issue to deal with. Let's see. Has it already been 10 days since then? If no contact comes, my plans might have a problem. Instructor Sa Bigang. Tiski. It's been a while, Instructor Deung Bu Hyung. You don't seem pleased to see me at all. It's good to see you. Why did you suddenly make that expression as soon as you saw me? I'm busy with my class right now. You're bothering me. Busy, my ass, you've only been wandering around since earlier. Shit, if it weren't for what I saw that day, I'd just anyway go to the main hall immediately. Vice Academy Master Cheon Semyoung wants to see you. Type. It's been a while, Instructor Essay. How is it going for you, H? Really good. Being able to teach my cadets, who are such outstanding talents, makes me feel the worth of being a senior instructor every day. This is all thanks to you creating a class of outstanding cadets. You knowing that is a relief. E, I know that you're doing well. But as you know, we at the Dragon Spring Academy are a martial arts academy underneath the Orthodox Alliance. Since you have become a senior instructor, even though you lack the experience, the Alliance seems to have a lot of concerns. Oh, the Orthodox Alliance is that interested in a mere instructor like me. Be respectful, Instructor Sa Bigang. I'm sorry to say that the Orthodox Alliance has sent an inspector to support you, Zaid. Hello, Instructor Sa Bigang. I am Mei Seolan, and I have been dispatched by the Orthodox Alliance's Inspection Department. You am Instructor. Hey, I apologize. I was swept away by your beauty. Hoo-hoo. Thank you for the compliment. Inspector Mei Seolan is a rising female master within the Orthodox Alliance. She's an incredible master who reached the peak realm at an unprecedented young age. Don't act rashly. Do your best as a senior instructor. And be careful not to be discourteous toward Inspector May. Ha ha ha, of course. Good, then I'll tell you your first commission. Do you know the soul-taking celestial maiden, the assassin? The soul-taking celestial maiden. I don't understand why you're suddenly bringing her name up here. But of course I know her. A contract assassin who works by herself with no affiliations or comrades. She's famous for having never failed a commission she has accepted. I've never met her myself, but her targets were found with their lives sucked out of them. There's also the rumor that she's a peerless beauty. Is the mission to kill the soul-taking celestial maiden? No. Call the soul-taking celestial maiden over here at the Dragon Spring Academy. What tell Cheon Semyoung that due to unforeseeable circumstances, you have to cancel the commission. If so, then obviously cancel. What are you saying after all this time? How irresponsible of you. I sincerely apologize. However, there's no helping it as an urgent matter has come up. Instead, I'll introduce you to someone who's a perfect fit for this job. As an apology, I'll pay the commission fee as well. I've contacted her a few times for my missions before, so I can do that. But why would you do such a foolish thing? She's a merciless and thorough assassin. No matter how strong you are, she'll still find a way to kill you. What's this? Are you worried about me? If you die before you tell me the promised info, I'll be the one in a dilemma. You're right. She's a very dangerous woman, which is why I need her even more. Double casting. Judgment Thunder Void Cannon. That can't be all you have, can it? I casted 8th class magic consecutively, yet he's completely unharmed. Struggle more, Schwitz. Otherwise, you'll be executed immediately. Shut up, son of a bitch. Atomic burst. The incantation for 9th circle extreme destruction spell. It is disappearing as it touches that. No, it is not disappearing. Huff, huff, huff. Cool. No matter how many times I go through it, that memory is still goddamn awful. Still, for now, it seems I have crossed the biggest mountain. After returning, the speed of locating and securing Mei Seolan had one of the highest priorities in the entire plan. The problem was, despite its importance, I did not know her precise whereabouts during this time period. Thankfully, Cheon Sem-young and the Ghost Shadow Manor moved exactly according to plan. In the future, even Danli Jung and Yeon Wook-young, the strongest forces, will not come close to matching Mei Seolin's abilities. Now, the next thing I need to do is Who's she so beautiful if a fairy descended, she'd probably look like that. Good morning, Instructor Sa Bigang. I was swinging my sword a bit for morning training. I hope I didn't distract anyone. Not at all. It was excellent swordsmanship. Actually, this works out well. I was planning to find you for a proper talk. Or me. Is she talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yes. If you're okay with it, would you care to take a short walk with me? Sure thing, Inspector. You have remarkable swordsmanship skills, as expected of a member of the Orthodox Alliance. That's a bit embarrassing. There are many stronger martial masters in the higher ranks of the Alliance. How shameless. She's an inspector and thus a part of the Alliance, but her whole identity is a lie. Instructor, you're the impressive one. Excuse me. Recently, I heard you won in a public duel with a single strike, and even single-handedly defeated the infamous Green Forest Alliance. Nidhi, you sound far more like an incredible martial master than I do. Wow, she has already done her background research. It was just luck. I stumbled upon a fateful encounter recently. Nothing worth bragging about. I don't think so. The trainees say otherwise. Though your methods may be a bit harsh lately, you help them with their concerns, never discriminate based on background, and are a truly admirable instructor. They said that what good kids, also. That hand of yours. The shape of the calluses and muscles on your palm. At least 5. No. Over 10 years of never letting go of a weapon, not even for a single day. Training endlessly through countless tears, tearing and healing too many times to count. Only that kind of process could make hands like those. Instructor Sa Bigang, you should take pride in yourself, not because of some fateful encounter, but because you are truly a martial artist. Though if I recall correctly, you've never explained in detail about that miraculous encounter, have you? Would you be willing to tell me more about it? I suppose I have no choice. I'll be honest with you, Inspector. The truth is this power did not come from some miraculous encounter. The reason I claimed it was a fateful encounter all this time. It's not something I wanted either. Was simply because I had no other way to explain it. The demonic spirit cult. Inspector, have you heard of a group called the Demonic Spirit Cult before? Just recently. How do you know that name? No, wait. Why do you know that name? She has been baited. Several decades ago, long before the demon invasion began, there existed the Heavenly Demon Divine Cult, also known as the Demonic Cult. They were a massive group. They revered a figure called the Heavenly Demon and upheld a philosophy of strength over all. Their power expanded rapidly. The Orthodox Alliance perceived that as a grave threat and eventually declared the demonic cult as the public enemy of the Murim. Thus, the largest war in the history of the Murim broke out. Again, this was before the demon invasion that is the origin of the Great Orthodox Demonic War. Countless martial masters lost their lives. In the end, the war concluded with the annihilation of the demonic cult and the victory of the Orthodox Alliance. Ever since then, people believe that the wicked cult was eradicated and a lasting peace has settled over the Murim. Or at least that's what people think. However, that's not the truth. The remnants of the demonic cult who survived the Great War are now secretly active under the new name Demonic Spirit Cult. Even the Orthodox Alliance remains completely unaware of this, except for those who have had direct contact with the Demonic Spirit Cult. What's your relationship with the Demonic Spirit Cult? Whoa, Inspector! Why are you suddenly acting like this? Please let go of me first and let me explain everything. I'm sorry. I got a little too worked up for a moment. Cover cow. I'm fine, more importantly. Judging by your reaction, it seems like you already knew about them, didn't you, Inspector May? Instructor Sa Bigang, the demonic spirit cult you just mentioned is a matter of the utmost importance to me. Please explain everything in full detail and with honesty. How do you know about them? Yes, Inspector, I'll explain everything. It happened right after my appointment as assistant instructor was finalized. I was brooding over the fact that I still couldn't use inner energy. It was late at night and I was walking around outside the academy. Then I was suddenly abducted. Abducted. Yes. At the time, I couldn't even react properly, but I clearly remember the person I saw when I came to my senses. You were destined to wither away like weed, but you shall now take pride in contributing to a glorious reel, was what a man with a terrifying presence said to me. He called himself the Demonic Scholar. After that, he subjected me to all sorts of grotesque experiments. He forced me to ingest unidentified poisons and repeatedly operated on my inner organs. Then, one day I woke up and found myself abandoned in their hideout. In place of inner energy, I had gained the ability to use innate core energy. Innate core energy, then, that means yes. It's not even something you could call a blessing. Using innate core energy means you're draining your own life force. To be honest, it's hard to believe. How else could someone like me, who's without inner energy, use such power? Then you can check my pulse for yourself if you'd like. While it sounds absurd, she has no choice but to believe me. Even if the innate core energy part sounds made up, my information about the demonic spirit cult matches her personal experiences. I think now is the right time to drive the point home. If you still don't believe me, how about seeing it for yourself? The place where I was tortured and experimented on, where they just abandoned me. There was no one there when I woke up, but there might still be some clues left behind. Dar our praise pays Pauper Dixik had and Badka. It's quite far though, so going there tonight would be impossible. If you're okay with it, let's meet outside the academy tomorrow night. Capspar, I'll guide you there. Of course, it is all a lie. I've never met anyone from the demonic spirit cult in my past life, and my power has nothing to do with innate core energy. My power is magic. Yes, they were all lies. Lies I made up to make use of her. Also, no, they were lies I could only craft because I heard them directly from her. Ga. How's his condition at first? He had severe mana rejection symptoms, but fascinating. Surprisingly, his tolerance has steadily increased. Even when compared to human specimens from other dimensions, his stats are exceptional. In his native dimension, he was considered one of the weakest and was basically at the bottom. Continue increasing the magic output until you're just short of killing him. Understood. Oh no, those damned monsters. Hey, wake up. Cough, bleh. Not bad, I had bet you'd die today, but here you are. Is that so? What a coincidence. I had you pegged as the one hootie next. Maciolan, I guess you've still got some life left in you, Sa Bigang. Hey, come out. Wait, don't do that, damn it. You should have jumped out sooner. Did you think I wouldn't know that they left you behind just to keep an eye on me? Damn it, why does it have to be me? Ghost Shadow Manor, Host Shadow, number 7. Take this. The first page is a map showing the exact location. What is this? The second page has specific instructions on what to do there. It's a weird cave that looks like nothing but a rock wall from the outside. Once inside, draw the characters on the second page all over the walls. You probably won't understand the writing, but don't worry about that. Just draw as many as you can by dawn. Wait, hold on. You actually want me to do this? Yeah. Wait, why should I do such a thing? Get it done by tomorrow morning? Damn it. Sure, it's a rush job thrown together in one night, but that's fine. As long as it looks suspicious enough to fool them, it will work. Then everything else. I'll make things go exactly how I want them to. How's the investigation progressing, Vice Academy Master Blade? Technique Senior Instructor Cheon Semyoung? Soul-taking Celestial Maiden? Just call me Maciolan. That silly title doesn't suit me, it's just irritating. Ahem, understood. My apologies. Now, how is the assignment proceeding? Have you learned anything about the fateful encounter he mentioned? The truth is, this power did not come from some miraculous encounter, so it's not something I wanted either. There's nothing solid to report yet. It'll take more time to lower his guard and gather real intel. Please be thorough. Sa Bigang is definitely hiding something. Lately, everything he's done has been suspicious from top to bottom. If he turns out to be a spy from some nefarious group, he could pose a major threat to the Orthodox Alliance. I don't care whether he belongs to an Orthodox or unorthodox sect. However, just to clarify, what are you talking about? If it turns out he's harboring a dangerous agenda or backing, I'm authorized to eliminate him on the spot, right? I don't care if it's a lie or a trap. If I find out that you tried to trick me with some sloppy scheme, I'll extract every last piece of information out of you and slowly bleed you dry. Sa Bigang. The next morning, and Nipa in. First, I will focus on the middle energy core where mana is imbued. It has improved slightly, thanks to that top-grade mana stone I absorbed previously. Still, I'm barely at the level of a 6th circle mage, At this level, I should be able to handle at least 1 or 2 peak-level martial masters. There shouldn't be anyone who poses a real threat within the academy, excluding that person. Now for the problematic lower energy core. Although it's small, I can clearly feel the presence of inner energy. There are no issues with the major blood vessels or meridians, yet no martial art or cultivation technique can affect it at all. This is the cursed constitution I was born with. Even Master Jin Bak said this is an unheard of constitution. However, ironically, this is the exact constitution that has allowed me to survive until now. Back then, I had nothing but basic spear techniques and a bit of external martial arts, yet I wasn't killed. Instead, I was taken as an experimental subject by those people, all because of this damned rare constitution. And what are you doing, cultivating your energy or something? I set everything up overnight as instructed. Damn it, you're making me do all sorts of weird stuff. Indinging in minine ungundingim inen. What exactly did I make you do? What, this thing just a joke? Okay, a joke? Good work. You can leave now. Now then, there is only one thing left to do. Hakuga. Now all I need to do is show Mei Seolin that cave I disguised as the cult's hideout and feed her some convincing fake intel. In many ways, it is a sloppy setup, but it does not matter. The entrance of that cave is hidden by a barrier set up the demons. To the eyes of martial artists, it just looks like heretical sorcery, only the demonic cult would use. Most importantly, it is information about the demonic spirit cult, which she has not been able to find at all until now. Even if she's suspicious, she'll have no choice but to bite the bait for now. Good morning, Inspector. I'll go. To the place you mentioned, the one supposedly linked to the demonic spirit cult. From this point on, I will feed her selective false intel and stoke her desire for revenge against the demonic spirit cult. Yes, Inspector, I'll guide you there. Then let's meet outside the academy tonight. She is someone I can manipulate at will. Cough, cough, cough. Huff, 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 huff. Hey, over here, it's an emergency. Hey, you monstrous bastards, if you keep this up, he's really going to die. Stop, Sa Bigang. It's already too late. In the end, we're the only two left. Are we the last of the martial artists? It's too early to say. There could be other camps like this elsewhere. Maybe somewhere out there are other survivors. But this is one hell of a shitty life. Would have been better to just die on the battlefield. You know what's even more ridiculous? This isn't even the first time something like this has happened to me. You mean it happened back in your Jianghu days too? Yeah, it was the demonic spirit cult. Hey, not that telling you matters, since you wouldn't understand. Yes, so what was that ability? Energy absorbing art, you gain that as a side effect from the experiments KX. This is actually the first time I've ever told anyone about it. I also found it fascinating since it worked on those monsters as well. Never imagined it came from something like that. More accurately, I gave up. So in the end, you failed to get revenge, A. Eventually, I realized the truth. I couldn't even find a single trace of the demonic spirit cult for 10 years, that they were an impossibly vast organization far beyond my reach. Sa Bigang, do you know why I willingly joined this war? Well, it was obviously for the future and survival of martial artists. Yeah, you got it. Don't tell me. While everyone else was desperately fighting to protect the Jianghu from those alien monsters for its future and survival. I'm just a bitch who was just too tired of living and too much of a coward to even take my own life. I only joined the war to find a place to die. But I didn't expect I'd end up slowly dying in a place like this. Don't give up. Don't act like it's all over already. Whatever the case, we're still alive right now. I'm not about to die in a dump like this out of spite alone. Do you know how desperately I've struggled all this time? Being treated like a cripple who can't even use inner energy. So now that it's come to this, you might as well grit your teeth and endure too. If we somehow survive and escape from these monsters, then screw it. We'll hunt down that demonic spirit cult or whatever the hell they are and take revenge. I'll help you. How's that feeling? A bit of hope now? Hey, what are you talking about? You're just a cripple who can't use inner energy. TSK memories I buried for hundreds of years keep resurfacing. This must be because I met her again after the regression. No time for pointless emotions. My top priority now is to secure Mei Seolan as a solid piece on the chessboard. Even Mei Seolan herself doesn't fully understand her own ability yet. Her ability is one of the key conditions to break into Tarrant. I won't say things like I'm sorry or please understand. I've come too far to waste time on sentiments like that. I arrived much earlier than our scheduled time and have been scouting the area. I've searched thoroughly for quite a while, but I haven't found any traps or suspicious traces nearby. Did he set something up at the location? He mentioned if not, then could it be that he too was taken by the demonic spirit culty? You arrived quite early. Not that I'm one to talk. It's snowing, haha, it's cold. Ha ha ha, kid. Snow makes you that happy. Hey, be careful. You might get hurt. Ah! Ow, that hurts. Hey, I'll see. What did I tell you? Come on, you can get up on your own, right, my dear? Wake up, woman. You are soul-taking celestial maiden. I will avenge my brother, Y. Deoxion, who was killed by you. Black Death Sect leader execution. Maniac Y. Sangtak. Black Death Sect. A notorious sect known for robbery, murder, abduction, human trafficking, and every other kind of vile crime. Who would have thought the leader and vice leader were brothers? I was too careless. Normally, there would be no way I miss such a pursuit. Did I foolishly let my guard down just because I heard a clue about the demonic spirit, Kultstadt? When I heard my younger brother was harmed, I assumed you seduced him with that body of yours. But unexpectedly, your martial arts are quite impressive. Thanks to you, we spilled quite a bit of blood. Who would a long stream of useless babbling? I see. But you want to have a little fun like your dead brother, too. Wasn't that your intent from the beginning by going through so much effort to catch me? You know it, huh? Yeah. If I'd wanted to kill you, I would have done it already. If the rumors turned out false, I'd have sliced your head off immediately. Joked Chap. So it's true that the soul-taking celestial maiden is a beauty of eternal legend. Today I shall enjoy the pleasures of heaven. Of course, I'll begin by cutting off those cursed hands rumored to absorb inner energy. Then, after you satisfy every subordinate here, I'll peel that delicate skin of yours, piece by piece, with utmost care. Finally, I'll kill you. Only then can my brother rest in peace. Don't you think isn't that a bit too filthy to be called revenge? Damn it, I thought I'd finally found a lead on those bastards. Instead, I'm about to die at the hands of beasts like them. Well, I guess this is a fitting end for a careless assassin, blinded by revenge. Boss, come on, slice her already. Let's get started. Let us have some fun, too. Instructor Sa Bigang. Who the hell is this bastard? Hasta. Keok. Ukug. You know what you bastards nearly phrased my last several hundred years. Lightning shock. Gather. What was that just now? A lightning bolt. You dumbasses? Why are you just standing there? Kill him now. Blink. Where did Zol Hysinius Ayer burst? Huff. Mana blade. Ooga. ACKHK, spare my life, KOP, please no. That guy. He's the man I've been watching the last couple of days. Watch out. D. Stone skin. E enhanced defensive energy. Gah. Cook. Graviton press. Depest. Wait. Sa Bigang. You just who the hell are you? Oh my, Inspector May, I'm so relieved that you're safe. Yeah, when I saw that you weren't at the meeting place, I got worried and searched for quite a while at this level. My tracking technique is pretty useful, isn't it? Ha ha ha. This is bad. So my original plan to control things using pre-regression information has failed. I did not expect there to be people targeting Mei Seolin at this point in time. What should I do now from the start? Giving up on Mei Seolin has never been an option. The reason is obvious. In the war against the Demon King, Mei Seolin is the most critical element and an irreplaceable existence. Demon King Tarrant. From my experience fighting against him, the most despair-inducing ability was his nullification barrier, which renders any attack, regardless of attribute or form, meaningless. Without a way to remove that barrier first, any further preparation is meaningless. And as far as I know, the only one who can remove that nullification barrier is Mei Seolin. She has the ability to absorb the inner energy of whoever she touches. Up until now, she probably thinks that's the limit of her power. However, in truth, the true essence of her ability is absorbing and erasing any conceptual power. Of course, in order to reach a level where she can erase Tarrant's barrier in time, she'll have to raise her power as soon as possible. Since things have already gone off course, I'll have to subdue her by force for now, then somehow. Stop. Don't move one twitch of a finger and I'll kill you, Sa Bigang, Sa Bigang. Hey, Sa Bigang, can you hear me? Answer me. Go. Is he still holding on? His whole body must feel like it's being torn apart. His mental strength is astounding. It's only a matter of time. No human can endure this much mana. Still, are you really fine with letting him die like this? I don't care. We've already gathered all the experimental data we need on this mutant. If anything, he might become a threat later on, if we let him live. It's better to dispose of him here. The various kinds of energies they injected into him are clashing and being violently rejected. Do those monsters really intend to kill him? Yeah, Sa Bigang, it's me. Kill me. I can't take it anymore. Don't you dare talk like that. Didn't you say it before? That we'd survive together and get revenge. Huff, no, his consciousness. Huff. His body is breaking down more and more quickly. Huff. Sorry, Sa Bigang. Uh, the clashing energies inside are completely gone. What in the world? Looks like it worked. I'm glad, May Sealon. What did you? To be honest, I wasn't that sure it would succeed. You. Ku, don't move. Just stay still. You were about to die up until just now. After realizing that my ability works on those monsters, I learned I can absorb more things than I thought. I managed to absorb it somehow, but the energy was so alien that I failed to erase it. Crazy woman, is this really the time to be saying that, perhaps it would have worked if I had realized sooner? You're about to die, May Sealon. Why would you do such a thing for me? Because you told me before, not to give up as if it were already over. A real man keeps his word. Right. You idiot, I only said that to keep you alive. I never wanted something like this. Of stay alive, Sa Bigang. Live on and occasionally remember that there was once a fool of a woman like me. Also, one last thing. Ah, don't be nervous. I don't intend to harm you. And I'm supposed to just believe that. How did you know I was held here? Additionally, those strange martial arts you used, no, are they even martial arts? Core energy. Don't tell me to believe that nonsense now. To begin with what you said about the demonic spirit. Cult was a lie, wasn't it, me? Tell me the truth. What is your real identity? Even if I answered now, you wouldn't believe me. Instead, I'll tell you what I can do for you. What? First, I'll help you take revenge on the demonic spirit cult. Second, I'll make your martial arts and your absorption skill far stronger than they are now. Third, I'll take full responsibility for protecting you from any threat that comes your way, like just now. In exchange, I only have one request, which is that you remain in the Dragon Spring Academy and stay by my side. That's all. Stay by your side. What kind of nonsense are you spouting? Are you telling me to become your mistress or something? No, I mean it literally, nothing more. Because if you end up making enemies in a place like this and get yourself killed, it would be troublesome. What did you just say? So now that your true nature's been exposed, you think you can say whatever you want. If I stay next to you, who knows what you'll try to do what? Are you planning to slowly tame me to your liking? Get lost, you perverted bastard. I'd rather bite my tongue and die right now. Are you sure about that? Won't your parents grieve? If you do that, Lanlin, that child. Why, what's wrong? Master, is there something wrong with our daughter? Ho ho. No, there's nothing wrong with the child's health right now. However, tragically, she was born with the most difficult and fateful destiny. How could you say such a thing? Till, have you given the child a name yet? No, we've been too out of sorts to decide. Then give her the name Seolan. Names hold power. With that name, she will be able to endure and survive firmly, even in trials as cold as winter. Mom, Dad, you're idiots. You actually believe that story. Of course, we don't believe it all literally, but can you blame us for worrying after the Taoist left? Your father and I discussed it. Your official name was already set, but at least while you were young, we decided to call you by a brighter, cuter name. That's how you came to have the childhood name Lanlin. It means shining orchid. We hoped that, before the harsh winters of life arrived, you could bloom warmly in our arms. Don't say things like that, Mom, huh? Don't worry about anything. Whatever happens, I'll take care of it. Mom, Dad, aren't you the one with that rare constitution? Your name was May Seolan, right? Originally, you would have lived like a weed and then perished quietly. Consider this an honor. You will now play a role in the great resurrection. How do you know that? How do you know that name? That's a name only my family knows. I can't tell you. Even if I do, you won't believe me anyway. I've already told you everything I can for now. The rest is for you to judge. The promise I made earlier wasn't an empty one. Mull it over before you decide. What the hell was that? Damn it, where the hell did you sneak off to? And how did you slip past watch? Were you at least checking up on that task I gave you the other day? Did you do everything? Yeah, you look exhausted. We'll talk later. Damn it. Taya, of course, she'd leave. Setting her grudge against the demonic spirit cult aside, there were too many suspicious things about me. No way she'd take my words at face value. If I were in Mei Siolan's place, I'd also retreat first and try investigating on my own. Sa Bigang, you idiot! Are you really going to ruin everything that has been planned for over 200 years just for your petty grudge? I need to track her down before it's too late and Hello, Inspector. Hello? You're so-so, right? Good morning. NZ. Good morning, Instructor SA. I'm sorry to interrupt your class, but could I have a moment of your time? Inspector. Give me your hand. There's no trace of inner energy flowing in your meridians at all. So it's true that you can't use martial arts. You believe me now? Don't be ridiculous. After all the lies you told me, you think I'll believe you? With just this, you've been deceiving me ever since we first met, haven't you? You said you had an innate core energy and that you were kidnapped by the demonic spirit cult. Yeah, asking you to investigate my past was also intentional. You bastard! You approached me with the intention to use me from the start. Fubu, your identity, your motives, you even know about my past. I want to torture the truth out of you. But I know you'd never willingly give it up. That's why I'll let you deceive me again, one last time. Honestly, I thought you already left. That would make sense. Who would believe the words of a swindler like you? But there's one thing I need you to keep to, my revenge against the demonic spirit cult. If that also turns out to be a lie, bow then. No matter what it takes, I'll kill you with my own hands. I promise, I'll make sure the revenge you so desire comes true. TSK, if only you didn't say that last part last night. I kept wondering about it all night. How the hell do you know my childhood name that was a secret I've never told anyone? Not to the demonic spirit cult, not to anyone in this world. One last thing, the truth is, when I was little, my parents gave me another name. Hoo-hoo, it was the happiest time of my life, albeit. Landlin, it meant shining orchid. Remember this moment. Don't you think it oddly suits me now? Not just the sorrow and pain, but also the small, beautiful happiness. I already told you. Even if I explain it, you won't believe me. Hello, my name is Nung Soso. I'm a first-year cadet of the Dragon Spring Academy. Right at this moment, I, Nung Soso, am facing the greatest trial of my life in Not Deg. And not just my fate, but the fate of our entire class hangs in the balance of this enormous crisis. Hey, commoner, with not a single word out of place, spill it. You know what will happen if you even try to lie, right? If you don't want your whole class to be wiped out, you'd better behave. Don't even think about hiding anything. You have to tell everything in detail. If your class dares to disgrace the name of the Dragon Spring Academy, I'll make sure to report it to the clan elders, and action will be taken without fail. This is a cadet in the Flying Dragon class who's in the same year as me. Her name is Manhwa. She's the precious jewel of one of the most famous Orthodox clans, the Sword Flash Mach clan. It's said that the Dragon Spring Academy receives enormous sponsorship from the Sword Flash Mach clan every single year. Oh, if Danwa ends up reporting negatively about our class, in the worst case, our entire class might be disbanded. Don't worry, Instructor Sa Bigang, I will prove both your strength and our class's worth, and I'll protect us from the wicked clutches of the Sword Flash Moat clan. Inspector Good, your stance is much more solid than before. But when you unleashed your form, you were straining too much. Try to execute it more flexibly. This is Inspector Mei Siolan. It's already been about 2 weeks since she came to the academy, At first, I was worried since she came specifically to monitor our class. Continue to improve. Yes, ma'am, will work hard, but after spending time with her, I realized she's extremely kind and gentle, so I felt relieved. Everyone gather. There's an important announcement. Okay, from today, our class will be known as this. SPC, what kind of a name is that? It's so lame. Want a beating, it's short for Special Purpose Class. This is a class with a mission that no other cadets in Dragon Spring Academy can carry out. And what exactly is that mission? The defense of the Central Plains Murim. This man is our homeroom instructor, Sa Bigang. Sometimes he acts a little eccentric like this, but usually he's a cool and respectable instructor. Originally, instructor Sa Bigang was famous for being completely incapable of using inner energy. It was but about a month ago, during a public sparring match, he shocked everyone by displaying incredible energy techniques. Then, in no time, he passed the exam for promotion to become a full-fledged instructor, and then he became our class's mentor. He says he experienced some sort of fateful encounter. At times, it even feels like he's an entirely different person compared to before. But in the end, it was good both for him and for us, so it must be a blessing, right? What nonsense are you spouting, Sai? Really, this is what you say to cadets? Training, I'm serious, Inspector. Do you think this is some child's game? Is protecting Murim a game to you? That's what we're going to do now. Did that name even get approval from the Academy? You'll help me with that too. Right at first, the two of them were very formal and polite with each other. But lately, these kinds of little spats have been happening more often. Is the inspector growing dissatisfied with the instructor? No. It feels like some wall between them has broken down. What exactly happened between those two? Hey, stop, pause right there. Enough with all the unnecessary stories. Who even asked about the instructors flirting with each other, but you told me to explain in detail. Who should I talk about, Yeon Wook-young? Forget the others. Tell me specifically about Yeon Wook-young. How's he doing? Okay. Why is she only asking about Wook-young, though? Yeon Wook-young. At first, like you, Danhwa, he refused to transfer to this class. But after his bet with the instructor, during that public sparring match, he chose to stay in this class of his own accord. You already knew that, right? But honestly, there isn't all that much to say about him. From the start, Wook-young hasn't been receiving the same training as the rest of us. What? Don't tell me that instructor is just neglecting him. No, it's not like that. Then why are you getting mad all of a sudden? Because while we've been doing basic training, I've seen him spar directly with instructor Sa Bigang several times. As far as I know, he's the only one in our class who's ever crossed swords with the instructor. Most of the time, he just stands silently in front of the wooden dummies, but the instructor even warned us not to disturb him. So no, he's definitely not being neglected. Then, is Yeon Wook-young actually satisfied with his situation? I don't know, I don't worry for sure, but he doesn't seem particularly dissatisfied. That's enough. And you keep your mouth shut. We'll call for you again. Later, we'll be watching you. Yet, I protected SPC. Only later did I learn the shocking truth that Mok Danhwa and Yeon Wook-young had been betrothed to each other since childhood. It's been a while, number one. Impressive. You saw through my concealment technique even though I was using it at full strength. I told you before, that vaunted stealth art of yours is useless against me. But the fact that you came to me directly, shall I take it to mean that you've completed the task I assigned you? If this is some pointless business, CR, your second request as stated in your original commission. I could not determine the exact location, but it should be somewhere between Hubei and Zhongqing, in a remote area with little human presence. The environment itself would be twisted, transformed into something grotesque and abnormal at first sight. You asked me to find a location matching those two conditions. The search range was excessively wide, so I expected difficulty, but surprisingly, it didn't take as long as I thought. And that's because Gate, it was simply impossible to overlook. Tell me, what exactly is that place, or rather, what are those things? Even if I told you the truth, you wouldn't believe me anyway, Keek of... But to put it simply in terms you can understand, they re a harbinger of disaster. The invasion of this world by the demon race will occur 10 years from now. But looking back now, I realize that the signs of the invasion had already appeared long before it started. From around 4 to 5 years prior to the invasion, strange plants and animals never before seen in the Central Plains were discovered. About 2 years before the invasion, mutated beasts began to attack humans. Half a year before the invasion, people began to suffer from mysterious and inexplicable diseases. All of it was orchestrated by the demons. By scattering highly condensed forms of mana, such as mana stones, across the Central Plains, they employed a vicious tactic to terraform the environment, turning the battlefield into one that favored them. Terraformingi. That was the name of the tactic. It was something I only learned much later after becoming enslaved by them. What about the place where the very first and largest dimensional gate opened in the Central Plains? During the invasion, an entire city was annihilated within a single day. Following that, the largest dimensional gate ever reported was found in Hubei. If it is already there, then traces of terraforming might already be present. Of course, this was only a hypothesis, but now it has been confirmed. Is already being gradually polluted by them. The Central Plains. I need to go personally to confirm the situation with my own eyes and establish countermeasures. Well done, number 1. The information I promised will be delivered through my subordinate in a few days. I'll need some time to organize it in detail, so please be patient. Sa Bigang, what exactly is your true identity? What do you know and what are you hiding? To begin with, what is your real goal? Sigh. I already told you. Even if I tell you now, you won't believe me anyway. There's no need to rush. When the time comes, even if you beg me not to, I'll reveal everything in full detail. You can look forward to it. Well then, shall I begin preparing to leave this loathsome academy? Instructor Deong, yes, Vice Academy Master. Is the selection of those who will be sent to the Heavenly Martial Tournament proceeding well? Of course. We are choosing from the most outstanding cadets of this academy. From the Flying Dragon class, Lee Big-yeom, and Mok Danhwa from the Camellia class, is Cadet Yeon Wook-young still refusing to participate? Yes, just the other day I sought him out again to persuade him, but he coldly refused, claiming it would only hinder his training. These so-called young masters are always the same. Well, let's not dwell on it too much. Lee Big-yeom, while not as gifted as Yeon Wook-young, is still a remarkable talent, is he not? In any case, ensure that the selection is carried out as strictly as possible. As you know, this is the Academy's most important external event, Heavenly Martial Tournament. An event hosted by the Orthodox Alliance that involves the 3 great academies, the White Martial Academy, Heavenly Academy, and Dragon Spring Academy. Heavenly Academy, Dragon Spring Academy, White Martial Academy. You're the most exceptional cadets from each academy gather to test their martial skills against one another. The results influence how each academy is evaluated externally. Vice Academy Mastery. Are you certain we can decide this entirely on our own? You know the authority over the Heavenly Martial Tournament. Selection originally belonged to him. Ho-ho, stop worrying needlessly. You know as well as I do, don't you, that Sword Demon has absolutely no interest in such external events. For the past 2 years, he's been shut away in his training hall, not showing his face even once. Consider it tacit permission to handle it ourselves. And well, if you say so, ha, 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 excuse me. Oh, just the people I was looking for. Both of you are here. What is this? Such rudeness. Instructor Sa Bigang, good morning, instructors. I have a very, very important proposal to make as a senior instructor. For this upcoming Heavenly Martial Tournament, My cadets and I will be the ones to participate. What madness is this? Do you truly believe such a thing would ever be permitted? Sa Bigang, why not? If I return victorious, wouldn't that settle everything? Leaving aside such baseless nonsense, the Heavenly Martial Tournament is not some petty friendly exchange between academies. It is a grand event where even high-ranking martial artists of the Orthodox Alliance will be present. We cannot possibly send a brat like you to such a place. So I'm a brat, aren't I? Let's see, Instructor Deung Bu Hyung. You're the original assigned instructor, aren't you? Do you, in your heart, truly believe you are qualified for the role? What are you implying? TSK, a man with no real skill and a lack of awareness. All you have is a pitiful sense of pride in your age. You're nothing but a washed-up old fossil. For the sake of the younger generation, why not step aside and make room for others? What did you just say, Tell? Instructor Deung, calm yourself. Vice Academy Master, are you seriously telling me to endure this humiliation? Why let yourself be provoked by such an unqualified brat? What a shame. All this time, I thought a martial artist's worth was determined by their martial art skills. But now I see that some prefer to cling to excuses. Shut your mouth, boy. Come outside at once. I'll smash that foul mouth of yours to pieces. Instructor Deung, please calm down. Yes, that's exactly the response I wanted. If I publicly defeat Deung Bu Hyung, Cheon Semyoung will inevitably be embarrassed. Then I can take the supervisory role over the Heavenly Martial Tournament for myself by pressing further. The tournament is held at the White Martial Academy, located in Shanxi. It will take roughly a month to travel there from the Dragon Spring Academy here in Jiangxi. Shanxi White Martial Academy, Shanxi, Shandong, Henan, Jiangsu, Anhui, Chongqing, location of Demonic Zone, Hubei, Guizhou, Hunan, Jiangxi, Dragon Spring Academy, Fujian, Guangxi, Guangdong. If we make a slight detour from the original travel route, we could even pass through the very area where Number 1 reported the discovery of a demonic zone. It's perfectly possible. Of course, if it were only about verifying it, I could go alone so it'd be faster. But that's not my only goal. If Cheon Semyoung continues to obstruct me even after I crush Deung Bu Hyung, then I'll present evidence of all the corruption he's been involved in. What are you waiting for? I'll accept your challenge, Sa Bigang. Today, I'll make sure to... What are you doing? It's been a long time since I dropped by. I hear quite an amusing conversation. A martial artist's worth is determined by their martial art skills, you say. Yes, a true martial artist should have at least that much spirit. You're just as the rumors say. You're a young man I like very much. Hey, Okias. It's been a while, both of you. Have you been Dragon Spring Academy, Most Senior Swordsmanship Instructor, Acting Academy, Master Divine Shadow Swordsman, Sang Pilji? Sir, what brings you here today? What kind of question is that, Instructor Cheon? Are you suggesting there's any place in this academy I cannot go? No, of course not. In fact, I should be the one asking. Why has he suddenly appeared here? Relax. I'm only joking. No need to look so terrified. After all, this man has no interest in teaching cadets. He's only obsessed with training his own swordsmanship. He's a single-minded martial art fanatic. One thing is certain. Among all the martial artists I've encountered since my regression, this man standing before me is by far the strongest. I only came out to get some fresh air. Then, while I'm at it, I decided to check on some interesting rumors circulating in the academy. I heard you were discussing your participation in the Heavenly Martial Tournament. Is that right? Yes, that's correct. This man suddenly showed up and started making demands. Instructor Sa Bigang, so you intend to represent our academy at the Heavenly Martial Tournament? Yes, not just as a supervisor. I also want to personally select the cadets who will participate. No ho-ho, how bold, what utter nonsense. Are you saying the cadets you trained surpass our academy's top elites? Of course. But you've only been a senior instructor here for, what, a month or two to recklessly insist on entering an official event Like the Heavenly Martial Tournament seems like an unreasonable demand. Exactly, sir. You're absolutely right. That being said, your point about martial skill being the true measure of qualification holds some weight. Sir, what are you saying? Well then, here's what we'll do. We'll hold a public martial arts competition to decide the representatives. Those who were originally selected to attend the Heavenly Martial Tournament will compete against the cadets you wish to put forward. We'll determine who is stronger that way. Doesn't that sound entertaining, Instructor Sa Bigang? If you're confident enough to nominate them as representatives. Surely they must all be outstanding talents, no? What? A martial arts tournament all of a sudden and we're against the academy representatives in the preliminary matches. Well, things just turned out that way. But why are we in the Heavenly Martial Tournament of all things? You didn't discuss it with us first. Ch! What ungrateful brats. I'm giving you the chance to broaden your horizons, yet this is how you thank me. This isn't the first time you've set something up without us consulting beforehand. Let's at least hear the reason first. Why are we suddenly participating in the Heavenly Martial Tournament? Why, of course. It's to show my beloved cadets the wider world beyond this stinking pit. Did you just call our academy a stinking pit? The very one you belong to. Rigid training, sparing with no tension, escaping this low-quality form of education is what matters most. Enough with the nonsense. So, has the match bracket been decided yet? You insolent brat. Yes, I just went to get it. Now then, let's see. First up, Yom Jaryang, what Dragon Spring Academy? First year special purpose, class Yom Jaryang. Your opponent is Sang Chojin from the Ferocious Tiger class. He's also a first year. What, damn it, do you know him? Well, yes, he used to be in our class. The details are not something to be proud of, but Jaryang challenged him to multiple spars before and was completely crushed each time. Completely crushed, it wasn't that bad. Well, you never actually beat him. Teski, but still. Yeah, you're right. If you're going to charge at someone, at least win for once, you blockhead. Next, Joe Muntak. Ha 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 ha. Fuck, that's fucking embarrassing. Your opponent is first year Mok Danhwa of the Flying Dragon class. Mok Danhwa, hey, I'm done for Mok Danhwa. Who's that again? I've definitely heard the name before. Mok Danhwa is none other than the eldest daughter of the famous Mok clan. They are a major clan of swordsmen, capable of rivaling even the Yan clan in swordsmanship. She even stopped by during the class transfer announcements before. The young lady who flat out refused to join our class. Not that it matters. Don't worry, Instructor Danhwa is my friend, so if I talk to her, we can resolve this peacefully, right? Good luck with that. But your opponent is someone else entirely. Neung So, your match is against who is that? Huang Gai, a second year from the Ferocious Tiger class. Oh, I know that senior. He's the eldest son of a well-known escort agency. Also, he's related to Instructor Deung Bu-hyung Tesk, I see. That makes him guaranteed trash. Next. Yun Wook-young, your opponent is Lee Bigyum, a third year from the Flying Dragon class. What's with that reaction? Now, Instructor, do you really not know Lee Bigyum? He's the top student in the entire third year class. Of course, I know. What does that have to do with why you're all nervous? It's not just that. He's also the vice master of the Lotus Sword Hall, and that sword hall was founded by a collateral branch of the Yan clan. So you're saying the both of you don't exactly get along. Then is he stronger than you? Cuckoo, at this point, I don't know. That's good enough. Lastly, Danlei Jung, yes. Your opponent is someone who used to be in the Camellia class with you. Gok Bo, okay. Gok Bo, okay, is my opponent. Are you serious? That's right. The same Gok Bo Oak who acted up before and got beaten to a pulp by me. Word is he specifically and insistently requested to be matched against you. So that bastard. Damn it, hey, now I'm going to be humiliated in front of the entire academy. Don't worry, my disciples. Do you think your instructor would simply sit back and watch you make fools of yourselves? However, remember this, no pain, no gain. From today, you have exactly 1 week until the tournament. You'll have to push yourselves harder than usual. I don't really care about winning, so I'm fine as is. Did I ask you for your opinion? For the next week, the intensity of your basic training will be tripled. This will be limited time special training. Getch, what about me, Instructor Neung Soso? You will be personally guided by that beautiful and splendid inspector over there. Whoa, sounds good to me. Hey, who said you could decide that? I'll continue training on my own as I always have. Fine, fine, I trust you. Cadet Yeon Wook Young, UH instructor. Am I going to go through some kind of special training too? No, you shall just continue focusing on breathing cultivation. Nothing else. Come on. Isn't it about time you taught me something new? How many times do I have to tell you if you want to get stronger quickly? That's the only way for now. But still, you're unusually persistent today. Why is it because your opponent is Gok Bo Oki? Don't get worked up over nothing. You're the one who already beat Yan Wook Young before, remember? Inspector May Ba. HH, keep an eye on those brats for me whenever you can. What, excuse me, where are you going in the middle of class? I need to step out for a bit. If anyone asks, make up some excuse. Wait, Instructor Sa Bigang. That bastard. When he asked me to stay close, was it just so he could dump errands on me? Inspector, what kind of training should I begin with? Who? Don't get worked up over nothing. You're the one who already beat Yan Wook Young before. Remember, no? That's not right. I know now. The only reason I managed to beat Yan Wook Young back then, it was because instructor replicated Wook Young's exact sword path for me to study before the duel. If we fight again, there is no way I can beat Yan Wook Young, not even if I die trying. Yes, my inner energy has definitely improved, but even that progress is slowing down. Wasam's yet in just 1 week? In front of everyone. I will have to fight Gakbo Ogi. With just this, can I really defeat him? Who's making noise this late? Gakbo, okay. MFM. Was I mistaken? Why is Gakbo okay here so late? I must have mistaken him for someone else. Maybe the cultivation practice has messed with my head, Hajiu. Et Kiki. You little bastard, what makes you think you can scream like that as if you did something impressive, Huff? Huff. A rat secretly spying on someone else's training? Year 1, student of the Dragon Spring Academy's Camellia class. Hunan Dragon, Tiger Escort Agency's eldest son, Gok Book. Gok Bo, okay, why are you here so late at night? What are you saying? I can't train hike. But back when we were in the same class. Huh, look at this brat's tone. You never once did your own training. Now you even dare talk back. You must have gotten comfortable while I wasn't around. Teske. Beating you senseless here would be pointless anyway. Get lost. A week from now, I'll smash you in front of everyone. What? He's just going to let me go like this? Is he really got Bo Oko? I don't know why, but that's such a relief. A relief. Did I just say I feel relieved that Gokbo Oki didn't beat me up just now? No, this won't do, not like this. Kook, what a joke. I thought you might secretly be some great martial master since you recklessly challenged me to a spar. For a moment, I even tensed up thinking that might be the case. How pathetic of me. What's wrong with you, you came at me like you were going to kill me just now. Kukiet, the current scene makes me seem like the bad guy here. Yum Jaryang. It's with such pathetic skills. What in the world made you think you could challenge me? Why was it because I insulted your family did that make you so angry? At the end of the day, your background shows who you are. So he wanted to spar with him with that level of skill. Well, what can you do anyway? Everything I said was true. You, your family, every last one of you are all idiots. Shut up, you bastard. Oh, Moron. If you didn't want to end up like this, you should have known your place and stayed quiet. You're a disgrace to the orthodox sects. Jeryang, hey, get a hold of yourself. Yom Jeryang Lu. What happened, don't you remember? You collapsed in the middle of training. You overdid it way too much. So that's what happened. Damn it, what kind of nonsense is this? We have to keep doing this crap for 6 more days. What is he trying to kill us? Woo, come to think of it, where the hell is that Sa Bigang? He dumped us with this shitty training. Don't tell me he's off playing somewhere. Isake, Hiek, I'm right here, you wretched disciple instructor L.R. From the looks of it, you've at least finished all the repetitions I gave you. Strictly speaking, you should be punished severely for deceiving your master and shaming your sect. But since you've worked hard, I'll let it slide. Deceiving my master and shaming my sect. What nonsense, we're not even disciples of the same sect. Gah, you really go out of your way to earn a beating. By the way, where have you been? The inspector has been looking for you all day. Did you really think I was wasting time playing around? Even I have plenty of matters to attend to. Anyway, shall we now begin your one-on-one lessons in preparation for the public martial duel? Wait, what did you just say? There's still more training left. What did you say? We already trained past midnight with that ridiculous regimen, and now this, of course, there's more. Did you think basic training alone would let you defeat those guys? Obviously, that's impossible. No matter what we do in just a week, with our average skills, how could we possibly beat top talents like Sang Chojin and Mok Danhua? Go ahead and give it to us straight. If we endure all this, can we really defeat them? No, I won't lie. No matter what you do in a week, your chances of winning aren't very high. I knew it, so what the hell is the point? However, if you endure all the training I give you, at the very least, you won't lose in a humiliating manner in front of everyone. Is that supposed to motivate us? That's nothing but wordplay. Forget it. I'm done. I don't care about the Heavenly Martial Tournament anymore. Expel me from the class or beat me up. Whatever you want. Should I kill that arrogant brat Cuckoo? Just say the word and I'll do it anytime. No, hold it in, the voice of Schwitz von Grental inside me. Earlier you said you won't lose humiliatingly. So does that mean if I ensure 6 days of this training, I'll at least be able to fight Sang Chojin properly? What's this? Yom Jaryang. Honestly, I thought you'd be the first one to quit. Which of course it's killing me too. But unlike Joe Muntak, I have a reason. Wait, I have to get revenge on that bastard Sang Chojin, no matter the result. You're not about to give me some holier-than-thou lecture about how you won't train me if it's for a crooked purpose, are you? Far from it, that's a perfect answer. Full marks for you. What's gotten into you? Why do you suddenly care about the Heavenly Martial Tournament? Now, young Master Yeon Wook-young. Did you really come all the way to this shabby place just to talk about that? Senior Lee Big-yeom, Year 3, student of the Dragon Spring Academy's Flying Dragon class, Lotus Sword Hall, Vice Master Lee Big-yeom. It's been quite a while since we last met in person, Lee Big-yeom. Have you been well during that time? Spare me the hollow pleasantries. Were we ever close enough to exchange such greetings? Enough of that! What exactly are you thinking? Year 3, student of the Dragon, Spring Academy's Flying Dragon class, Lotus Sword Hall, Vice Master Lee Big-yeom. Why are you suddenly causing a scene, claiming you want to join the Heavenly Martial Tournament? Now there's a misunderstanding. This decision wasn't mine, but something my instructor unilaterally arranged. How that flimsy excuse is the best you can come up with. Why not be honest instead? Admit it. You grew resentful that I took your spot, then let greed get the better of you. You can't stand not being in the highest seat, can you? The young master of the destructive sword Yeon clan. Your habit of jumping to your own conclusions remains the same. Think whatever you like. I'll be leaving now. Don't delude yourself, Yeon Wook-young. The only reason I tolerated your insolence until now was out of courtesy to the main clan, not because I was weaker than you. However, since you've provoked me first, the story has changed. If you thought I'd protect your dignity even in a public martial duel, you've made a grave miscalculation. Did you take me lightly because I'm from a branch clan? What is your true purpose in training martial arts at the academy? Why else to reveal to the world the truth unknown to the common people? That the swordsmanship of my clan, which never rests and constantly advances, is superior to that of your destructive sword, Yeon clan, which is weighed down by lineage and dulled by continual peace. Well, at least there's one thing we agree on. What did you just say? Such actions only tarnish your clan's honor. Though let me add this. Don't recklessly unsheathe and swing a sword you do not intend to cut with. What did you say? You will meet again at the public martial duel? Until then, farewell. That insolent brat. Get lost. A week from now, I'll smash you in front of everyone. Training alone until that late hour, along with those words, yesterday seems like Gogbo OK is truly serious about this public martial duel as well. Compared to that, Jerrying something feels different from his training yesterday. Hey, don't mess with him for no reason. Jijomuntak, what are you doing here? Can't you tell by looking? I'm just taking a break in the middle of this damned special training. I'm in no position to criticize you, but are you sure this is okay if instructor Sa Bigang sees you? That man won't be coming today. From what I heard, he spent all night teaching Jaryang some weird cultivation method and then disappeared from the academy again. He spent all night teaching you a new cultivation. Not me, only to that guy. Yom Jaryang, to you guys. I said I was too exhausted and went to sleep. Instructor, can you give me some sort of special training? Too persistent today, aren't you? Just stick to circulating your energy. He said there is nothing he can teach me, yet he stayed up the whole night to teach Yom Jaryang. So, in my case, I am just going to do energy circulation training for 6 straight days, then fight Gokbo OK in front of all the cadets. This won't do. Thank you for teaching me today, Inspector. Yes, you worked hard until this late. You must be tired, so go and rest. Sa Bigang, that man still hasn't shown his face even once. Sai, thanks to that, I've been teaching the kids all day again. Still. When was the last time I lived this leisurely being a teacher? Something never in my fate isn't all that bad. Come to think of it, I haven't checked in a while because I was busy with So-So. I wonder how the other cadets are doing. Huff, huff, huff. Dan Lijung. Hey, Inspector, what are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to stick to energy circulation training until the martial duel? Oh, well, last night, Instructor Sa Bigang Hahe told me to start practicing sword techniques as well from today. Really? Why does that man come and then disappear without a trace? Anyway, don't overwork yourself too late at night. Yes, Inspector. Ooh, is it finally over? So any results? No, I still have a long way to go. Of course. Even as I am now, there's no way I'd lose to an ordinary cadet. You cocky brat grinning like that. Then let's see for ourselves. Let's find out. Who amongst us spent this week with the most desperation? Huff, huff. Huff, huff. Huff. Revenge against Sang Chojin. For your dueling opponent to also be the target of your revenge, it's far too coincidental, almost uncanny. Shall I hear your story? Where do I even begin? It started back when we were cadets in the same group. It wasn't as if we were enemies from the start. He was the heir of one of the most prestigious clans in the entire Jianghu, while I was from a small, insignificant martial clan. I had neither the reason nor the want to be tied together. But unfortunately, that bastard eventually found out. Hey, Yom Jaryang. What is it, Sangchojin? The hidden truth of my no-name martial clan, you bastard. You're from the unorthodox faction, aren't you? How the hell did a bug like you get into Dragon Spring Academy? Unorthodox could he be from the underworld? Murim, is that true? He's from the unorthodox side. Yeah, I don't know where you picked up such information. It was true that my father had once been an unorthodox martial artist, but he had already renounced that path and with the approval of the Orthodox Alliance, turned to righteousness long before I was even born. So watch your mouth, fuck. A filthy half-breed mongrel like you dares to talk back. A traitor who abandoned his own faction and clung to the Orthodox faction, and even had the nerve to sire a child, disgusting both the father and son. Both make me sick to my stomach. What I could never endure most of all was that bastard's skills which matched his background. After my disgraceful defeat at that first night, I challenged him again and again, but not once. Not even once did I so much as touch a single hair on his head. And then, one day, out of nowhere, my group was suddenly reassigned to this very place, the Special Purpose Class. And that's all. What, so he never sent assassins after you or snuck into your room at night to attack you? Nothing like that. What kind of crazy nonsense is that? TSK, you damn brat, ack. Ergi! Teach, you glared at me with blazing, dead serious eyes, so I listened only to find out it was childish revenge. What a letdown. Go train harder in the basics. Damn it. It may sound petty to you, but I will never forgive that bastard. He insulted not just me, but my parents as well. How could I endure that? Both you and that bastard have no idea what it meant for my father to turn away from the unorthodox path. Just wait and see, damn it. No matter what needs to be done, one day I'll strike that bastard down with my own handle. Oh ho, no matter what needs to be done. Huh! So you'll do anything? Is that truly your resolve? And what if it is? Hoo-hoo, even if your story was anticlimactic, that spirit of yours is commendable. And unlike Dan Lee Jung, who wallowed in defeat, you haven't drowned in self-pity. I like that. That means, yes, you pass. I'll help you. I had planned to pass this to you later, but here. From now on, I'm going to place this into your body. More precisely, into your middle energy core. Wait, what is that? Even if I explain, you won't fully understand. Just know that it's a type of energy quite different from that of ordinary martial artists. Because of that, it will resist, thrash, and try to run wild instead of fusing easily. Your task until the day of the duel is to use the internal cultivation method. I'll teach you to suppress and harmonize this energy. One thing is certain. If successful, you will most definitely become stronger than you are now. And what happens if I fail him? Your head might swell up and explode. What? Gee, I'm joking. Do you really think I'd just recklessly shove something like that into you? Joking about someone's life. However, if it goes wrong, it's true it'll hurt like hell to the point you may wish you were dead instead. So are you still willing to try? In the end, that's how it began. I devoted 18 hours every day, purely to suppressing and absorbing that energy. And before I knew it, 5 days had passed. At first, it felt like my chest was being torn open in unbearable agony, but by gritting my teeth and repeating the cultivation method, I eventually settled it down. Kyuhuff. Did I succeed? Honestly, I don't feel that different from before. And the guy who gave me this hasn't shown his face in days. Where the hell did he wander off to? Damn it, don't tell me, was it a fraud? Huff. At least with this level, I'm more or less prepared. The next day. The Heavenly Martial Tournament public selection duel begins. They're deciding the Heavenly Martial Tournament representatives through martial duels. This has never happened before. So what thanks to it, we get to skip a day of training. Isn't that great? Then we skip try they. They called it the special purpose class. Right, no way. Do you really think they'll stand a chance? We're just here to watch those nobodies get taught a lesson. Still, you never know. Don't you remember when Dan Lee Jung once beat Yeon Wook Young? Besides, this time, Yeon Wook Young is in the same class too. You don't know what you're talking about. Even if Yeon Wook Young's a genius, he can't compare to Lee Bigyom yet. And it's not just Bigyom Lee Bigyom. There's Sword Flash Moat Clan's Emok Danhwa. Not only that, there's Moat Danhwa of the Sword Flash Moat Clan, and Gakbo Oke of the Dragon Tiger Escort Agency, Sang Chojin of the Heavenly Tiger Martial Academy. All of them are from prestigious families. No matter how much an ordinary person struggles, they can't overcome the wall of innate talent. That's right. The candidates I selected are the finest talents in the academy. Of course, it would have been perfect if Yeon Wook Young were still here. But there's no way my candidates would lose to those ordinary brats. Today, that arrogant brat will finally learn his place. You seem rather pleased with yourself. You're certain of your victory. Asia hobbits, as if, Sa Bigang. I hear you've been working those cadets hard for the past week. Well, if those useless kids are to be worth anything, that's the minimum amount of effort they need to put in. They're not useless, they're just pitiful. Pardon? Thanks to a foolish instructor, they suffered mean English hardship and are now about to be humiliated in front of everyone. You're still holding a grudge from last time, I see. You're still hung up on something so trivial. Wait, that's a sword I haven't seen before. At least you've got a good eye for swords. This is a very special sword. It was custom made for me to wield alongside my cadets at the Heavenly Martial Tournament. Its name is the Violet Dawn Sword. I commissioned it from the region's most famous forge and paid a hefty sum of 200 silver niang. It cuts through stone with ease, yet doesn't bend a single inch. Its durability is unmatched. Above all, look at its beautiful craftsmanship. Hoo-hoo! This, my friend, is the very definition of a masterpiece. How would you look at this? If you ignore the unnecessarily flashy decorations, the sword itself is merely decent. Though, the form and weight balance as the demon army commander are very similar to the weapon I once used during my days. Of course, it must just be a coincidence. Still, anything I can use, I will. Instructor Dung, what do you say we add a bit of fun while watching the matches? Ho, let's place a wager on the outcome, a bet out of nowhere. Well, both of us are confident our cadets will win anyway. Besides, we never did settle our previous grudge, did we? Then how about this? Depending on the final results, the loser must grant a request from the winner, and refusal will not be allowed. Hey, a bet, you say, based on the duel results. Have you already forgotten it was I who arranged the matchups for this duel just a week ago? Oh, I remember. Didn't you say this back then? Since this duel was forced through your one-sided insistence, the originally selected cadets deserve proper selection procedures exactly. In any case, fine, I'll accept your bet. Oh, I thought you'd hesitate a little. I guess you must really have something you desperately want, hoo-hoo. Wouldn't it spoil the fun if I revealed it now, pathetic fool? You think I don't know. Yeah, the moment I showed you my sword, your eyes gave it away. You want to snatch the Violet Dawn sword for yourself, don't you? To think you'd be so shameless and greedy, or should I be thankful for that greed? My demand is simple. If I win, Sa Bigang will resign from his position as an instructor of his own accord. That way, the detestable special purpose class will be dissolved, and Yeon Wook Young, whom he stole, will return to his rightful place. Most importantly, a rookie like him would never dare to challenge me again. Then it's settled. The bet has been made. No backing out later. Attention, everyone. D. As announced beforehand, today's duel is to decide which cadets will represent our academy at the Heavenly Martial Tournament, the most important external event, Dragon Spring Academy, Top Sword Instructor, Acting Academy, Master Dark, Shadow Divine Sword, Sang Pilji. In the past, the representatives were solely decided at the instructor's discretion. Oh, however, a certain bold young instructor challenged this method, and I accepted his proposal. Thus, today, instead of automatic selection, the original candidates will face off against challengers. The winners will advance. The duel will be one-on-one, best of 5 matches. Victory will be determined by surrender or loss of consciousness. However, keep in mind that if a clear attempt to kill is made, the duel will be stopped and declared a loss. Now then, let's begin the first match. Now, the first duelist, please step onto the stage. On the challenger's side, first-year cadet Yeom Jaryang of the Special Purpose class. On the original candidate's side, first-year cadet Sang Cho-jin of the Flying Dragon class. Teach, that idiot looks nervous already. Hey, Mutt, I heard something funny about you. Lately, you've been training like crazy all week, huh? That's false, right? Don't tell me you actually think you can stand against me. Vermin, you still don't know your place. Do you even remember how many times I've beaten you already in 9 vo-a? Of course I do. Exactly 8 times, you bastard. Like hell that would hit me. Eat it. Damn it, nothing's changed. That's to be expected. You really thought Yeom Jaryang could beat Sang Cho-jin? I knew all along. The two have fought many times before, and Sang Cho-jin has won decisively every time. With so many prior matches, the gap could only have grown larger. It's not just Sang Cho-jin either. This bracket was perfectly arranged with the most suitable matchups placed exactly as needed. That's from the experience and judgment of an instructor, something a rookie like you lacks. Normally, this would have ended with mere humiliation and defeat. But thanks to your foolish wager, Sa Bigang, you've brought ruin upon yourself. Blinded by short-sighted greed, you gambled with your cadets as the stakes. Now accept the consequences. Gamble, you say? Whoever said that this is a gamble? This is nothing more than a predetermined outcome. Kugayu. I got hit by this filthy mongrel cooch damn bastard, huff huff. Cuckoo. A lowly mongrel like you? How dare you laugh at me? Damn it. He finally landed one hit, but is just getting beaten senseless again. So in the end, was it just because Sang Cho-jin let his guard down for a moment, damn it? After everything, nothing's really changed. Of course, he must have been careless. Yoon Wook-young, then again, that guy was just as careless in all his previous matches. That fool would always go about bragging about how he never allowed a single hit to land in all his duels against Yeom Jaryang. Well, that sounds just like him. What a trashy bastard. Still, no matter his rotten personality, he's a genius born in a prestigious martial clan. Do you really think a man like Sang Cho-jin, just because of carelessness, would allow a clean hit from someone he's fought 8 times before that means? It can only mean one thing. Yeom Jaryang has clearly changed. You're the Heavenly Tiger Martial Academy, one of the most ancient and prestigious schools in Hunan, boasting over 100 disciples. I am the only son of its master, the region's most renowned prodigy, the one who mastered every technique of the martial academy, raised on countless elixirs and blessed tonics since childhood. A chosen genius among geniuses. That's who I am. Heavenly Sun Moon Radiant Sword Art. Of first form, Heavenly Radiance Flurry, Heavenly Cloud Mobility Art, 18 Rampant Steps. Heavenly Radiant Sword Art, 6th form, Heavenly Thunder Flash. No matter how careless I was, I can't believe I disgraced myself like that in an official duel. From now on, I'll pour everything I have into this fight. I'll crush this piece of trash so thoroughly he won't even have a moment to breathe. That's the only way to redeem myself. Heavenly Sun Moon, Radiant, Sword Art, 9th form. Radiant Soaring Dragon Slash. Huff huff, huff huff. HMPH huff. It's finally over. What a waste of time. That pathetic fool gave me more trouble than expected. That's it. I was the one getting beaten like a dog this whole time. Where do you think you're trying to sneak off to? Hey, I'm not done yet. What, that was my strongest strike. He got hit by it and still stood up. If you won't come, then I'll go to you. Slow-witted fool, you sure trained your endurance well. Know your place, you mongrel. Kelp. Is it just me? Or am I actually getting used to these hits? But what the hell? The movements of his sword are completely different from before. Wait, don't tell me. That ridiculous fool, the more he gets hurt, the more energy he's building up. Is he insane? What the hell did this guy do during the past week? No way, this can't be real. Hugh, look. Sang Chojin's getting pushed back. What are you doing? Sang Chojin snap out of it. He is fully adapted. Honestly, he's far better than I expected. During my time as a legend commander, after confirming the existence of time regression, I began planning countless ways to deal with the demons that would appear again after my return. How can I kill them as efficiently as possible? For 65 years, I researched and designed hundreds, no thousands, of anti-demon tactics. However, many were shelved for practical reasons. This is one of the abandoned projects. Injecting mana into a martial artist's body and forcibly awakening them. Training their bodies to adapt to it. In short, a simplified version of the modification. Experiments I suffered under the demons. Of course, compared to back then, it's an extremely diluted amount of mana. That being said, mana is still the energy of another realm. No matter how much I refined it, the side effects could never be fully removed. Even I suffered in agony for days when I first reinfused myself after returning. But Jaryang, that crazy bastard, he actually endured the entire process I struggled with and succeeded in fusing that power into his middle energy core. The results speak for themselves. His strength, reflexes, and blood circulation have all been enhanced. Sang Chojini, especially his middle energy core. It's been greatly strengthened, boosting his stamina, endurance, and recovery to astonishing levels. This reckless bastard, how long is he going to keep swinging? Enough already. Heavenly sun, moon, radiant sword art. Just fall and stay down with form thundercloud pursuit. Thick-headed bastard. For Sang Chojin, who had always won every duel by relying on his overwhelming strength. This has to be a nightmare come true, got you. Keokor, yeah. Hey, what's the matter? You're not really down for good after that, are you? Young master of the Heavenly Tiger Martial Academy? You little! Shut your damn mouth, you coward with no sense of honor. If this were a real fight with real swords, you'd have been cut down long ago. Well, you're not wrong. But so what, this is a duel, isn't it? Huff, huff. Stop, that's enough. Match over the winner of the first duel is Jaryang of the Special Purpose class. But what did I just see? How could this even be possible? Sang Chojin lost to the same opponent he had already crushed several times before. Huff, huff. I won it for real. I defeated Sang Chojin. Boy, hey, I won. I really won. Holy shit. Did you see that, you bastards? Better burn that into your eyeballs. I defeated Sang Chojin. Why is he acting like that? All of a sudden, did he go insane from taking too many hits? Those guys who mocked me behind my back, Cuck. Ah, damn it. Shit. Well, what the hell? Hey, Jaryang. I've done what I can to suppress the wild flow of energy inside your energy core. Well, to be precise, I only managed to calm down his mana. You need to rest. Absolutely no inner energy used for at least 2 days. You got it. You're just going to let this slide. The last time I saw him circulate his energy, he looked like he was in agony. He literally vomited blood and passed out just from drawing a bit of inner energy. Don't tell me. You actually taught him some kind of demonic art enough, Joe Muntak. I knew what I was getting into. That drawing too much inner energy would cause me to end up like this. I learned that martial art with a full understanding of the risks, so stop saying pointless things. Fine, but don't come crying to me if things go wrong later. It's good that you care about your friend, but there's something else you should really be worrying about. You do realize you're up next, don't you, Joe Muntak? Well, you think you're so great, always refusing my training, ho. I'm sure you've got everything under control, huh? Actually, I do have a plan. As soon as the match begins, I'll forfeit and step down. There's no point in flailing around in a fight I'm destined to lose. That's just stupid. Attention. Following the first match's victory by the SPC class, we will now begin the second duel of the selection tournament. First up from the SPC class, first year Joe Muntak and his opponent. From the Flying Dragon class, first year Mok Danhwa Ho Mok Dan Lol. Mokglen Mok Danhwa. Mok Danhojen Mok Danhwa Wo. They don't have to shout her name this much. She doesn't even need a flashy entrance or speech. She's just standing there quietly. Yet her very presence cuts into your skin, razor sharp and suffocating. There's not a single opening in her stance. So this is what it's like to face one of the Sword Flash Mok Clan's members, huh? To think that even as a fellow first year, our gap is so overwhelming. But this is reality. Ordinary people without talent or noble birth still can only adapt quickly to survive. It'd look kind of pathetic to surrender the instant the match starts. Maybe I'll pretend to fight a little just once or twice for Yom Jerryang's sake, just to keep appearances. All right then, Heavenly Martial Tournament second match begin. Huh. That's how it should be. Joe Muntak. Hey, stop already. Come on! Hufferg, damn it, you idiot. I told you to stop. That's not a normal inner energy technique that Sa Bigang must have tricked you. Why are you pushing yourself this far? It's not even your first loss to Sang Cho Jin, is it, Muff? You could have just swallowed your pride again like before Wuffa what? You think I'm just some loser who doesn't care, you thought, since I've lost 8 times straight. One more loss wouldn't matter, that I'm used to it. No, that's not what I meant. Cuckoo, yeah, sure, maybe losing 8 in a row makes me a fool. Fine, I'll admit that. But don't you dare say it's normal for me to lose. I hate losing. Isn't that reason enough, damn it? If you'd just stayed down quietly, this would have ended without an issue. But that bastard just had to do something he's never done before. Now I'll be suffering for it too. That guy's holding wooden swords in both hands. They are too short to be called swords. Also, there's something weird attached to the back, like some kind of ring. But why's he taking them out only now? Doesn't matter. Go ahead, do everything you can, if that's what you wish. Let's have a good clash. Oh! Damn it, I figured as much. But still, it's nearly impossible to find even a single opening in her defense. Cuff, you're not going to just swing one more weapon, are you? Though if that's truly all there is to it, then you might as well give up now. What were you expecting exactly from someone average like me? But yes, I still have one last hidden card left. A silver thread. Since when did he... UAA. I surrender. I lost. The match is over. Eddie, the winner is the Flying Dragon class's Mok Danhua. In the end, I was bound to lose anyway. I threw everything I had into it and just ended up exhausting myself. Hey, that wasn't too bad, you know? You lost, but that was a good fight. Slit eyes, you've got some unusual techniques I've never seen before. Keep it up. Hey, what happened out there? Didn't you say you'd surrender as soon as it started? Then why were you going all out? Shut up, idiot! Who do you think is the reason I ended up like this? Well, I was kind of cool out there, wasn't I? Will you shut up already? You look pretty lively. For someone who just received a beating, you think I'm fine? It hurts like hell? You understand me clearly, right? Under no circumstances are you to lose. Even Sang Cho Jin was defeated. Uncle, what do you take me for? There's no way I'd lose to some shallow girl whose only worth is her family name. Still, don't let your guard down. Do you know how much I've done to send you to the Heavenly Martial Tournament? Forget that, Uncle. You said it yourself. My opponent's some airheaded girl who's never won a single sparring match before. I even heard she can't hit properly. How could I possibly lose to someone like that? Well, yes, that's true, but still. Oh, by the way, that girl, is she at least decent looking? So, are you finished preparing for your match? Ah, Inspector, are you all right? Do you have a moment to talk? Inspector, are you nervous? Your expression looks different than usual. No, not at all. I'm totally fine. I've heard the rumors. They say you've never won a single duel so far. From what I've observed, though, your inner energy and body movements are actually better than most other students. Do you have a reason why you can't tell others, well? Because getting hit hurts. What? Since I was 6, I trained in external martial arts. I had to learn by getting hit every morning and evening by my grandfather. He'd smack me until I was swollen all over. It hurt every day. As a result, even till now, you avoid getting hit whenever you can. Then, why don't you ever hit back? If I hit them, they'll hurt too, won't they? My gosh, this kid, she's completely missing the point of being a martial artist. So, you've completely misunderstood something. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. Actually, let's get ready. All right, then, the third duel begins. On the original candidate's side, second year of the Ferocious Tiger class, Huang Gai. On the challenger's side, first year of SPC, Neung Soso. I heard she's a useless girl who can't even throw a proper punch. She's got a decent face, though. This might be entertaining. With that, begin the duel. Firstly, I'll make sure she clearly feels the difference in our levels. Take it. So you're good at dodging, huh? So, you've completely misunderstood something. Actually, your opponent, Huang Gai, like is getting hit. What? Huang Ji, as from Shanji, right? The martial art he uses is the golden energy cultivation technique, and his main fist technique is the wild tiger gale fist strike. I think so. And however, did you know this? Martial artists from the Huang clan of Shanxi go through a special training regime to turn pain into pleasure so that they can reduce suffering during combat. The more skilled the fighter, the more they enjoy taking hits. Really, of course. It's a lie. How do you know all that, Inspector? Did you forget I'm an inspector of the Murim Alliance? Well, if you still don't believe me. Kill you, you damn brat. He doesn't look like he enjoyed that. A right inspector told me to ask this if it happened. UH, hey, by any chance, did that hurt?